Hello, I'm Eagle Gardens, Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram, and this is fucking Talking Shit with Eagle, episode 266.5, the fucking rabbit hole, and it is time for a dab. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed tonight's episode with Craig from Pop Brothers Law. Pretty awesome, dude. I should have snuck in the dab song with him. I bet he would have liked the dab song. I got a feeling he would have liked the damn song. Got one Watson in chat. Besides myself, Jack Greenstock, Kazoo's probably playing along. Bingus has popped into the house already. Florida Nugs, what's up? Swing over here and let Bingus in. What's up, Cass? This guy 70 or 79 Burton. Bob Girls be too crazy for you. Bingus, cheers. Hopefully you got something to smoke on. You got something to dabble along with me?
I do.
All right.
You gonna dab or you gonna smoke?
I'm going to start off. I got a dab ready, so I'm going to start off with that. I'm going to start with that. It's been one of those days. I'm light on the smoking today. I need to catch up.
We have some sweets today. Sir. Greetings.
You gotta make your own. Is that what I heard? You make your own there, Bingus? Turn it down a little bit. I'm smoking now a little bit of Ghost Train Haze. Oh, Ghost, what is it? Let me look here. I don't want to fuck it up. Yeah, Ghost Train Haze. It was like a crumble. Really pretty. Very tasty. Now, with you the other day, we were talking, that's like a Guizo, right? An alcohol extraction that you dab.
Yes, sir.
I thought so.
Yeah, it's Greg. And then I use extractcraft.com. Use their turbo source, and I make a concentrate. And it works quite well. It's not a fresh, clean rosin hit, but man, very potent.
Yeah, we had, I think Smiley was in here the other night, and we were talking about basically smoking RSO. And that's pretty much what Quizo is, isn't it? You've let it, go out to it like a shatter where it's, pretty much a pull and snap type thing. But me, myself, I take it to that, and I just make them little, like, amber worms that I like to throw in the middle of my joints there. And them things are just, whoop. That's a good ride, man. I don't care who you are. You know what? It's good smoking.
I don't dab a lot, and when I do, that's what I use. I do have a rosin press that I just don't seem to use very much. What's up, Jack? How are you doing? So,
what's up, Bingus? Good to see you. I had to bring some head hair to the show and some facial hair, I guess. These two beautiful bald gentlemen here with much more wisdom. And
dude, I want to get a copy of your book. And is there going to be a picture on the back cover with the zigzag green stock?
I should do something like that. I've got the front cover. It's going to be one of the photos my wife took of a beautiful bud with like the sky behind it. It's a green bud. Then it'll have like the title, 50 strains of green. I just finished all of my work of locating photos for all 50 of the strains, other than Brandon Rust has to send me some photos, and Doja DNA, which is like only 2 or 3 of the strains. But now I'm editing, so by the time I go through the editing process, they'll have got me the pictures I need, and pre-order should be sometime this week. I just got to talk to the printer and see what it's going to cost for a paperback and get them shipped out here and start signing them for the people that want it.
So somebody said you should write a book, and you actually took them serious.
I sure as fuck did. I'd actually written one before, and I may have I told the story on this show, I think, but my laptop got stolen from my car with like my backup hard drive when I was going to get it fixed.
Sucked right there.
So I was like, you know what? I'm more fired up than ever, and like this is a topic that a lot of people care about, and a lot of people have asked me about. People are just generally interested in cannabis history and strains, and I've taken a lot of time to research that and pull together some like bud porn as well as like the true information of what breeder originally created it, and what time it takes to flower and the types of effects it's going to give you, and like even down to some I have like what terpenes are in there and what cannabinoids might make it special, like THCV and some of like Jack's cleaner and stuff from Subpool.
You're making me think, Jack, because of the nature of the way you're putting the book together, that perhaps to help promote the book is create a website that would be a continuation of the book. You know what I mean? Where people,
That's a good idea.
where people actually go in and like type in, a certain strain and have your picture, information review, or whatever. Or if it doesn't come up, it would be a suggestion for something for you to look at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I plan to do 50 strains of purple, which will be the sequel. And then if those both are well liked and well received, then do like a 50 shades greener or 50 strains greener and 50 strains darker, which darker could be like pinks and purples, or darker, even like black, dark green, things like that. But it's a fun process. I really enjoy it just as a passion project. And it was something that I started off just like, can I make this into a book? And then I realized like, I've read the Dank 2.0, A Breeder's Quest by Subpool, and it was one of my favorite books. And it's mostly photos and information, a lot of the stuff that he bred himself. But there's strains that he worked with that he didn't breed, and he just has really gorgeous photos and good information. So, cheers, Smiley. Welcome.
Smiley.
Brady Bunch.
How you guys doing?
Good.
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 I'm COVID negative, so I'm fucking great.
Ray, that's got to be a good feeling, huh?
Honestly, after traveling, I was a little concerned. Like, I didn't have any symptoms or anything, but you never know. And like this whole entire time, like I got the one that's like the antibody test or whatever. So if I would have ever had it, I would have shown positive and had to like quarantine or whatever for another week or so. But good news is me and my wife are both negative. So not to like bring it down that fucking path, but I'm just like happy to like be able to go back to work with certain families who didn't want to see me until I had that test.
Yeah, no doubt. So you been, Bingus? You have a good weekend?
Good, great. Just things are going excellent. I'm harvesting my second run of the Bingus, or the Blue Mile. It's just becoming my favorite strain. Almost every pheno is amazing. So some seeds I'm probably going to let out to a few people. And
everybody loves their own shit, right?
Well, that's just it. That's why I want a few other people to verify that I'm not just full of my own shit.
Hey, if you don't love it, you ain't doing something right.
That's right.
Right? I mean, yeah, if you don't like it, it's not worth much then, right?
I figure if I like it, somebody else might like it. So far that's proven true. But yeah, dude, I have a lot of little mini projects going on, and I'm thinking, fuck, I got to do something to help the pheno hunting. So, yeah.
Fun, man. Sounds fun.
Yeah, it is. How about you? How's your garden going?
Good.
He's killing it. It looks fucking amazing. I'll speak for Smiley on that one. I saw his update recently, and that garden looks fucking beautiful. Everything's praying, green, fucking filled out, packed canopy, pretty even, uniform. Like, you're crushing it, Smiley.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
There you go.
Yeah, the LEDs I think definitely helped in veg. So like, yeah, that was something I had heard. Fuck, I forget where now. But there was one podcast the guy was talking about that, where they did normal HID lighting in veg, and then they did LED in flower, and then they did another LED all the way through, and they saw a benefit when it was all the way through versus like switching the lighting source around on them. So I thought that was kind of cool, and I was kind of noticing, like it definitely, man, they don't skip a beat. You know what I mean? They just fucking.
I was a devout HPS in metal halide in veg. I tried one LED lamp early on and I didn't like it, and so it just confirmed my refusal to face the future.
I tell you what, though, man, the CMH is a hard light to really. I mean, as far as like a high quality bud for like a tent grower or somebody like, that's a hard light to beat. Just I love the spectrum they kick out. I love the way the plants respond under them. They get a nice, shiny, waxy layer, and they fill out. They just seem to get that. They don't seem to quite get that as favorable under the LED, and I just almost wonder if it's like that extra UV spectrum that.
Well, again, if you get the, I think it has more to do with like the green and blue spectrums. Okay. So if you get some lights that kind of go more in that area, or at least have like white, yellow, and red Samsung diodes,
I'll
can,
push for blue.
yeah.
I've got research. I could send you a research paper on 440 nanometer blue and how it increases terpene production.
Exactly.
That's why I added it to my light.
It's just a matter of getting the right mix of diodes. But I can't argue with you. I mean, I have a brand new metal HID in a fucking box right now, as well as a HPS. I just mixing the two is what I was trying to do, and that was really throwing shit off, because there's actually, at least in my room, it creates two different environments that have to be kind of dialed in, right? So
yeah, one wants to be 75 degrees and the other one wants to be like 82 degrees.
exactly.
Because the HID is putting off so much heat on those plants. You have to run different tonnage of AC.
So it's different situations,
I actually still think HPS produces some of like the best looking buds to this day. Like the frostiness and the tightness of like the golf ball, and there's like coated fucking fan leaves. If you look at like a Noah the Grower or Eagle or any of these guys that have been killing it with HPS for years, they still produce great bud. I just think watt per watt and per square foot, Eagle has shown and many other people have shown with LEDs what you can really do with less wattage and still produce really good quality bud. But I'm with Smiley on, I think CMH is a killer option for newer growers. I will say if you're in a place like California, it's a lot to manage that heat, especially if you're in a tent. So get a big enough tent, like unlike myself who was running it in a small tent, or get it properly sized. Like they make them as small as 150 watts, those CMHs. But 315 is like the most commonly small size one I see. They also have 630s, and all of them produce killer bud.
Hey,
whatever you know what you're doing.
For your situation, I am one.
You gotta welcome Ali though, too.
Oh man, I can only see 4 at a time. Cheers, Ali. Welcome, bro.
Noble Wellness. How are you, sir?
He was being patient.
How you guys doing?
Good. How you been,
dude?
Just got off work. I thought I had the day off tomorrow, but I'm doing an 11-day stretch.
Damn.
You know it.
Overtime.
Hustle.
That's right. It's right on time for the Christmas vacation. Well, Christmas holiday. So I'll be able to get some people some gifts.
And after not working for a while, it's got to feel good just to be working again.
It does. It does. It feels good to get it feels good to be in the stride again, man. Just doing what I love doing. I mean, I kind of got away from cooking a little bit because it's a very it's a job it's a very needy job, but getting back into it, I just love doing it. And I get to work in the pantry right now, so I'm working with plants anyway. So it's real fun.
That's cool, man. I gotta say, it's funny. I follow you on both my Instagram, Jack Greenstock and Jack_Greenstock, my backup. But for whatever reason, you only show up my Jack_Greenstock algorithm. Like I've must have liked enough of your photos at the right time or whatever, but I could see all your shit on that one. But if I go to my regular Jack Greenstock, it'll never show up, which is interesting. But I'm happy that I could see your stuff now because I've been seeing you on here, and it's cool to actually keep up with you and Smiley and Bingus and everybody's garden who's on the panel. It's been nice seeing even Boom with his new light. He got the HLG that he won. He's got it up, and it's just this community is awesome, man. I see the same names literally every single night. So I'm shouting the people out. When tonight was a great episode. Pop Brothers at Law. I literally used the "Am I being detained or am I free to go?" and it was like kryptonite to a cop the other day. He was questioning me, And I didn't remember, like I should have just said, like, I didn't get pulled over. I was like at a hike and my car was parked in a spot that people don't typically park, and somebody called. They thought like there was an issue because I hate to say this, but like somebody recently was killed on a hiking trail in one of the cities that I was hiking in. So they saw my car parked there for like a few hours and they thought maybe something was wrong. So he was like coming up, checking on what's going on. But like I had a special needs kid in the car with me because I work with special needs kids. So, and we were trying to like get the fuck home. Like I was 5 minutes before the end of my shift. He was trying to ask me all these questions. And finally I was just like, am I being detained or am I free to go? And he's like, you're free to go. And he kept trying to ask me questions. And I was like, respectfully, sir, I got to go. Rolled up my window and fucking rolled
That's
off.
awesome. That worked and it didn't have
It
any
was
issues.
like
That's awesome.
fucking snap my fingers, like white. Yeah, it was the cleanest getaway possible. Like, ugh, save my
You see
ass.
their advertisements for the Law Brothers all the time.
It's like, you know your rights, you know, and so they don't want, you know, what cop wants to fill out that kind of paperwork, really?
Exactly, and like, I don't
He
know.
was surprised
Go ahead.
He was surprised I remembered the ladder dabs. You guys remember the ladder dabs he used to do back when it first started? He'd come on for them 15 seconds and fucking hit that dab real quick and fucking blow it out and give you a fucking daily tip for the day and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Every day at like 5 o'clock and shit. He's like, you remember that? That was a long time ago. I said, hell yeah, I remember that shit.
Dude,
He's
they're
a great
epic.
guy, man. It's funny too.
His nephew or whatever like runs the West Coast Cure, and that's some of my favorite concentrate. My wife gets it at work for like 20% off, and we had their blood orange, their grape pie, some of the other stuff, and it's actually legit. They actually even have like pre-roll packs that are decent. So I can't really say anything bad about them. Like they've really been in it for a while and they seem to know what they're doing. And I didn't realize how many years had been a lawyer, and his brother. Like makes me feel better. Like honestly, if I ever got into some shit, they would be the ones representing me here in California, whatever it costs. I mean, it's worth it to have somebody that you can be real with who actually knows their shit. And for the most part, hopefully you don't even ever need them. You know, like their script can help people avoid ever having to go further with law enforcement.
Yeah, that was badass when he said the dude ran the script and drove away with fucking 10 pounds in the back, dude. You know how bad he was sweating when he got pulled over? Like, oh fuck. What's that script again? Fuck. That was fuck,
I don't know if he said it on the show, but I have it memorized. It's when they pull you over, you say first, why did you pull me over? Politely. You ask, or why did you stop me? And then when they start asking you questions, you politely say, I'm not discussing my day. They keep asking you questions. You say, am I being detained or am I free to go? And if you're detained, you say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right, and you shut the fuck up. The other thing is, you always say, I do not consent to search if asked. So those things can actually like really, even if they search your car and find shit, when it gets to court, they can get it thrown out because oftentimes they violate their rights because the police just want to bust you and they'll break whatever law or precaution. And sometimes a good lawyer will get that shit thrown out. And I've seen it happen. So do your best to not let they'll try and get you heated and say shit. Oh, I smell this or whatever, this and that. And you just got to know your rights.
Exactly, and it feels like they're one of us. You know what I mean? They're normal people, and that's what makes it so easy to listen to what they're saying. You know, they know what they're talking about. They're cool as fuck when they talk. You know, I've been around lawyers that don't have the same energy, and you know, you don't want to talk to those people, and that's the problem. But with these guys, you know, it's like talking to your bigger brother about being in trouble. You know what I mean?
I'm not trying to like downplay the other attorney who's been on because I really respect the Michigan attorney or lawyer who came on and shed some knowledge. But hey, could there have been a better attorney? The shut the fuck up Fridays, people come on fucking talking shit with Eagle. I mean, how fucking perfect is that? Like, it was a match made in heaven. I was like grinning from ear to ear like I am right now. It's like, holy shit, this is like literally like when they probably got that message from you in the DM, like, hey, will you do my show fucking talking shit with Eagle? He's probably like, hell fucking yeah, I will. Like, oh man. It's just great, man. Great work, Eagle.
Hell yeah.
Man, I appreciate that, man. You know, it's still as much fun for me to do this as it was the fucking first few episodes, man. I really enjoy, hanging out and meeting new people. It's just as I'm just as fired up as he is, you know, 25 years into the game of fucking protecting people. It was funny to see, too, because I knew he was a dabber. And, I remember the lighter dabs and stuff. And sitting there, I'm talking to him pre-show, and I'm like, I said, I go over the normal spiel that I go over. I'm like, well, this is, I do encourage smoking on the show, just in case you at any point you'd like to. And I thought I heard a torch. And as soon as I say that, he all like drops one in there, and he's like, oh, I was ready, man. Yeah. I was like, hell yeah, this is gonna be. And then it was between that and seeing the bag in the background. I was like, soon as he popped in, because I was a little bit nervous, man. A fucking lawyer, man. Before the show, and so I'm sitting there. He pops on, and I see the heavy bag, and there's just something about seeing the heavy bag in the background. And same thing with Jodry. I was nervous before both of those, and when the camera comes in and it kind of fades out and focuses a little bit, you see that heavy bag, you're like, I'm with my own here, I'm good.
Yeah. You knew everything was good
I
right there.
fucking totally got this shit. Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. I even said something. I said, I didn't even have mine in the shot tonight, but I winged it over. I'm like, but mine's right there. He all smile. He's like, hell yeah, at least a little bit every day. I'm like, yeah, that's cool as fuck right there. So,
Yeah, I noticed that.
great dude, man.
You're both human, man, and sometimes you just gotta fucking take out a little. I don't know if everybody feels the same way, but when you can relate to somebody in that way, you realize like you both have that thing. And even though he's a lawyer, he also loves fucking smoking. I've seen him smoke big fat cannons. That dude smokes lots of joints. Like they smoke joints in public. He's the one who made me realize you can smoke in public in California. It's legal. Like it's actually legal now, as long as you're not too close to a school or in a no smoking area. And like I'm a medical patient. I carry my card, so it's like, yeah, I don't know. I was happy that he took down, and you realized that you share probably more than you thought before the show, and probably many people. I haven't actually watched them on like long form. I know they do a lot of shows and stuff, so he's probably told some of that stuff elsewhere, maybe. But that was the first time for me learning a lot about him. So bless this show for that, man. I have learned so much about so many people. 266, really like 500 with the rabbit holes, like you said, in less than a year. Like Jesus, man. Everybody's posting their little year-end thing. Like the thing that blew me away was like minutes watched. Yours was so much bigger than everybody's because no one puts out half the content that you're putting out. And everyone here is diehard. They stay for the fucking whole show if they can, or they go back and watch it. So
Yep.
it was well earned, well deserved, and the whole community was part of it. Like they were there putting in those hours. So cheers to everyone in chat. I'm smoking on some. This is speaking of it, this is perfect for the Pot Brothers at Law. This is called
to you guys.
Farmer and the Felon. This brand that
that's
they
awesome.
support the Last Prisoner Project with every purchase. They also hire ex cannabis felons to work at their farms. So Gelinade. It's actually the first Gelinade I've had that I liked, and it was before I realized it was like a cool brand. So shout out to my buddy who gifted it to me.
Appreciate those kind words, Jack. But cheers to you guys. This shit, 266 days. Cheers to you. Cheers to Smiley, especially. Cheers to you, Jack, for kicking me in the ass and teaching me shit in the beginning. Cheers to Bingus. Cheers to everybody in chat, because this shit wouldn't fucking happen every day without, everybody showing up and making this happen. And, especially these rabbit holes. There's no way I could fucking sing and dance for fucking hours on end by myself and do this fucking shit night after night. It takes all of you guys, man, to keep this shit moving, man. It ain't no, in no way just me pushing this thing forward anymore. It's all of us wanting to keep this dream alive. So thank everybody that involved here, man.
And thank you
Much
for keeping it
respect to all
pure.
you guys. I
Like, I
greatly
will say,
appreciate it.
the Pop Brothers at Law, I like that he was talking about they're getting all these like things for sponsorship and not even realizing he was like an influencer, and like people were trying to get him to advertise on their page or whatever, and he realized what it was, and he like cut that shit out because he's like, hey, I'm a lawyer, I make the money elsewhere. This page is about helping people stay out of prison and like informing the people. Like, I'm not here just to hawk product. And that's how I feel about your show, and not against other people commercializing or whatever, but I will say some of the pureness of this show, I think, is that you're not selling anything, you're not pushing membership. It's not about check out. You hardly ever like it when we tell people to fucking like the video or like subscribe. Like, I've never even heard you say that. So it's one of those things. You're clearly just here because you like being like part of this community and meeting the
No,
people and
I don't like
introducing the
saying
people. No, I know you don't like saying it, but I'm just saying you are here for the right reasons, and it's very obvious to me. You're not here for any other ulterior motives, which is it comes across. Like, anybody who has a good sense of character, and that's why I think this community is so enjoyable. It's a lot of people that realize like this is good people. Yeah, you attract the type of
That
person
being
within
said,
this community.
Jack, I was gonna say tonight, you guys can sign up to our Patreon account.
Do I get a sticker in the chat?
Oh yeah, special ones. Special
You guys give
stickies
actual
for an
stickers
extra
and they're
$5.
free.
Yeah.
They come to your house. You guys send stickers and seeds. This show's giving away probably as many seeds as Percy's Grow Room, and they're like sponsored by fucking like seed banks, I think. Like, you've just given away seeds that you've like lined up and shit, and had people come on. They're like, hey, I'm gonna give away fucking Tommy last week. That dude was giving away seeds left and right. I've given away a few packs on here. I think Tommy might have gotten a pack that I gave away. Somebody did recently. So cheers to all that. I'm real stony off this gelinade. It tastes delicious, but
That's awesome, man.
making me
It
ramble.
does everybody going around make it happen, though.
Absolutely.
The fact that you engage the chat room is what really gets things going. And the fact that you interview everybody, right? Anybody. You know, it's not just top supposedly names or what have you. That's why I keep coming back, because when you do that, you make other people feel important, right? That's why you end up having 50 to 7,500 people in your chat room, because really they're here because where else do we have to go nowadays? I mean, I'm not that this is, you know, like a last place to land. It's one of the first places I check, primarily because it makes me feel good. You know, it's not just about, you know, a bunch of guys glad patting each other on the back on the panel, right? It's engaging the chat room, listening to what they have to say. And that's what keeps people coming back consistently. It's what keeps me coming back. And I don't hang out at these places. I just don't do it. So great job, man. I mean, you know, I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass. It's just evident. It's obvious.
I love watching him squirm over there as we blow smoke up his ass a little bit.
Dying for a subject.
Nice.
Talk about
We love you, Eagle. We love you. You're gonna have to accept it all, man.
I will say, just, you know, no one's too big or too small, and that's something that makes this show really great. You've had literally anyone and everyone. If they garden and they love cannabis and they have the same passion, you're like, come on the show, I'll talk to you. It could be 30 minutes, it could be an hour, it could be 5 hours or 8 fucking hours with Rasta Bob. That was some it's been some
Always a
great
good time.
shows. Yep. We're just saying, keep up the good work. You go get to that 1,000 like you told us.
You're not at 1,000 yet? Come on. Really?
Yeah, what's taking you so long?
I think, you know, I think that's why I don't do the rabbit holes as, you know, a separate episode. I think I'm trying to hold myself back. I don't want 1,000 to come as that fast. It's everything I could do to slow it down.
At the rate you're doing these 24-hour shows, shit, you're gonna start doing 3 a day. I think he's gonna have a morning rabbit hole, fucking regular show with a guest and then evening rabbit hole. Like it's just one's gonna fade into the other. I feel like
man.
that's kind of how it became for a little while. I'm actually happy you're giving yourself cutting it at 420 and hopefully getting some sleep and work done in the garden and all that good stuff. How's the garden looking? Is
Shit,
everything?
I'm
Are you caught up?
secretly worried. No, I was actually gonna duck out tonight. Then you guys started all this shit. Now I feel guilty about wanting to check out for a few minutes.
Go fucking get to work. Fucking start. You're like, hey, I don't want to talk to you guys.
Thought you were going to hit there about that.
What do you have to do? Tell us about that. It's a good topic. Hey, you got shit to do in the garden. What's going on? What's the to keep a garden like that going is a lot of work.
Oh, man.
So what's next on the chopping block?
Well, I need to get over in that corner. There's a corner up over here. Back over there. Oh shit, I'm gone too far. Well, I want to get in. I'm way over there. Okay, right about there. Nope. Damn. Anyways, back over there. There's an area behind the LED tents. There's a whole set of tents back there, and then there's a dead space, like a 6x4 dead space in that corner where I have like a table and some other shit, some filters and blah blah blah. That shit needs to come out of there, and it's like I have been putting that off for so long because that has actually came here, and that's been that get up has been there for 5 fucking years. And I know what's in there. It's like when I moved here, before I moved here, my shop had, man, at one point I lived in Flint, and like that mentality is somebody wanting to steal shit carried over into the country. So when I moved out into the country, I actually I built they're 4 foot wide by 12 foot long tables, and all my tools would put in there, and I would actually set it up to where I dropped steel bars through the doors through eye hooks with locks, tops, and bottoms. You were not getting into these things. And you could actually, they were on big old casters, and I could roll them outside and fucking work outside in the sunlight when I wanted to, if weather permitting. And beauty of being trim carpenter, building your own shit at home. But so when it came time to move, I ended up cutting one of them down, and it has drawers on both sides. And what's in that is like every little odds and ends of like, there's like so much. They're like the little treasures. You go, I'm gonna use that someday, but I don't want to throw that away. There's a fucking
Like Smiley's
4x4
drawer.
table sitting in there. 3 drawers. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. 3 drawers deep on each side. I mean, it's fucking 42 inches tall. I mean, it's a nightmare. I have put it off fucking moving, even cracking it open. Some of that shit I haven't even seen in 5 years. There's fucking all kinds of doodads. And so when I crack that open, it's like, what? It's going to be one of them things where it's like, what do I fucking do with this now? It's gonna be like 6 hours of just laying everything out, going, what the fuck am I gonna do with all this shit, man? So yeah, I need to get in there and start pulling that apart. And I can't even weigh the tents are. I can't even fucking get in there correctly. It's pretty much locked in there. So basically I gotta strip out the first 3 drawers and then pull the top off and fucking start getting in the other side from the top. I'm actually probably gonna fucking just disassemble the fucker as I get in there. Just start sawzawing the bitch apart, carrying out hunks and drawers. It's plus then again there's 3 tents that have to be cleaned so they can all juggle and move 4 feet to the right so I can straighten this LED tent out and make this a perfect U almost of shit. It'll almost be a 360 grow at that point. I'll just be sitting in the middle of it after all that's said and done.
King of the tent.
But yeah, but that's what needs to be done.
You described a couple
Better
of
than
my house perfectly.
So at least it's not garden work,
easier
really.
said than done, right?
It sounds more like you know, shit that could be left there for another day. I don't mean to make you procrastinate on
Another
it worse.
5 years.
There's a book you should. I don't know if it's on Audible,
Oh,
but
no.
I haven't even read it. But it's called "Swallow the Toad" or "Eat the Frog" or something like that. And it says you just got to do the shit you least want to do first.
Yep.
Once you get that out of the way, like the very first thing in the day, don't do it tonight. Fucking do it some morning where you've got a lot of energy and you're like you don't have a lot of other shit to do. You wake up and you're like, I guess I could do it today. You know, fucking just bang it out first thing in the morning.
That's what I do. I do. Seriously, that is a big plus, Jack. I hit it punch list, basically the worst thing first. And I get into it when I'm half groggy, just starting my coffee. So I don't think too much about it. And by the time I wake up, I'm halfway doing it. So I'm like, all right, let's get this out of the fucking way.
Like, I guess it's not so bad. I started it. Now I'm fucking here. So starting, it's the worst fucking part. I swear, I always think it's going to take, except for hash. I always think hash is going to take shorter. And then I'm fucking there for 8.5 hours. And I'm like, I guess I'm like Eagle. I'll pick this up tomorrow. But
Fuck those
fucking,
things. They make my excuses too hard to come up with.
You're too yeah.
Oh man.
Pot does have
With that being said, I'm gonna fucking take a dab and get to work before you guys completely talk me out of it. Jack's all like, you sit here and just dab all day long, can't you? Shit, you got that email? It's all still hot.
what temperature? How hot are you going?
Night long.
How hot is it though? You said you were up in the 500s
right
now.
Yup, I took it down as low as 420 by your guys' suggestion there. And it was more flavorful, but maybe I need to dial it back down on the. That's another thing I wanted to ask you about when you came in. Now, damn it, you sucked me right back in, Jack. Okay, no. I was down to 420, but on the bigger rig, it seemed like it was like too long of a dab. You know what I mean? It was more flavorful, but it was like fucking just. You know what I mean? It was just like there. So I've kind of come up with the concept of heating it up a little bit and making it a little bit of a faster process. I was still trying to it's up to 511 now. So basically, it's still, I think, very flavorful, but it's quicker of a dab. I'm not going in multiple times. I think it's more of a concentrate is what I think. Then I kind of got, this is my question for you. Are you big rig or little rig? Is that your suggestion for dabs? Because, when I bought this one here, I went taller. And I thought, my idea behind this was like more filtration, a smoother dab. And what I found out there is more air, more slurping, the guy when I bought the rig was like, man, I suggest a littler rig. And I thought, well, it's going on an e-nail and I'm afraid it's going to tip. But I switched. I just for shits and giggles, I switched yesterday. And this little guy here is like, this is it. I think this is the method here. Less air, just that quick, nothing but dab and done with it, I think.
That's kind of how the Puffco is. And I think this is 400, 450, 500, or 550. And I've done 550 and it's like great. I mean, all those temperatures are fine. So I think as long as you're under like 700, I think 700 and up is where it actually gets like dangerous. Like you're talking about on the bong, you're seeing the shit like form like a hard glass and shit, like the nail getting charred and stuff. A lot of that stuff is only happening at higher temperatures, hitting too hot or too soon, like when you're heating up with a torch. That's what something like this, where it's electronic or an e-nail, as long as you know your temperature, I think that's just a probably safer way to consume it as a medicine. It is vaporization. I don't even think you're smoking it. I think it is being vaporized when you're hitting it off a nail.
Sun groans got me cracking up. I knew you couldn't give up them dab rigs. My plan is complete. Excellent. Excellent. I can hear it in Mr. Burns' voice too.
He's got his fingers like this. For my flower,
You
I
know,
do like what you're talking about, where you get the most flavor, because this is a big ass bong, and this whip is like, it's not the longest thing in the whole world, but when I
yeah.
vaporize the flower, I get crazy flavor. But you're seeing like I'm not getting like bong hit tokes when I'm exhaling it. It's like you can see the vapor. I'm getting a decent toke, but if I combusted it, you're going to see a lot more of a cloud, but you're going to get less flavor. So it's just one of those things. There's a trade-off.
So I guess I will, since I'm down to the smaller rig again. I think I will try dialing it back down because, like I said, that'll probably, you know, I'll give it a shot. I'm not closed minded. I try to, be open to minded to trying new things and taking in new ideas. I'm not
Different
set in my ways 100%. Some
different
things I
concentrates
am though.
work better at different temperatures, though. I'll say that I've noticed some stuff melts better at like lower temps, and some stuff melts better at higher temps, or like you're getting a better vapor off of it at like a 500 than a 450 or 420. Like 420 might taste amazing, but you're getting really like not the most sad. Like I like to have a big puff. Like I'm a bong toker, and like a big bong rip is like the most satisfying thing for me. So like a dab or even like a puffco, like on a hotter setting, I want it to feel like I'm getting that hit. Like there's something about the uh, process that's satisfying to like take a big rip. So even if it might be a little more flavorful at lower temperature, I'm kind of with you on even, or maybe puffing it less. Like if I can do it 3 puffs on a tasty lower temp, or like 1 puff on a higher temperature, or maybe 2, then I'll go to higher temperature, so I don't have to keep on puffing and puffing.
I like big puffs. I
All right.
cannot lie.
What kind of rig you got, Ali?
I just got old fashioned.
Oh, that's pretty. It's like a recycler kind of. It's
Yeah,
smaller
it's a
on
little
the
That's cool
smaller
as
end.
recyclable.
fuck.
That's like I would say a fairly modern dab rig. You can get those fairly priced now. China
Yeah,
makes like good recyclers and stuff. And I don't know. I don't want to like downplay if you pay good money for it, because that looks like a beautiful piece, but
yeah, that
they're
one was a
getting
pretty
much
good
more
one.
affordable.
Now, yeah, but it's just a little one. I used to have a Puffco for a while, but I just kept breaking it, and it's hard to find like the true adapters for it. I had a hard time with it, but I absolutely loved it when I did have it. I'm thinking
I
about getting a
guess
newer one as well.
I guess there's fake ones out there. I bought directly from them, and I have an atomizer from them directly that I keep
Yeah,
here. I've got it in a little box. It came with a backup like bucket, so we swapped out the bucket, and I'm just soaking it in alcohol, and I'll dump that in when I make RSO. But they've updated the atomizer to like a 4th generation. Like the first, second, and third generations, it would like leak over the top and then burn out a lot quicker. And I guess
right.
the newer ones are getting better each time. So I don't know. They're only $40 if it does break, and I've had mine for 2 or 3 months and haven't broke it yet. And we've been daily dabbing, my wife and I. So I
Well,
don't know.
if both of you are able to dab on it, then yeah, that's definitely a go-to because I was burning that thing out like quick, and then going to the smoke shop and getting, you know, their so-called Puffco atomizer, but that's an off-brand one they got, and it just kept breaking, and it got to the point where the amount of money I spent on them was almost the amount that I paid for it.
Even spending $40, I hate to say it, like getting that atomizer, we could have gotten an extra gram of medicine, like of
Yeah,
concentrate. So it is definitely like hard for a lot of people to swallow that, especially as like medical patients. You don't want to spend money additionally on like your medical device or your dab rig, like a trusty. You could probably get like a ceramic, or like Eagle's what's it called, the little dab straw that's like with silicone and like metal. You're never going to break that thing. It's trusty. Like you'll always be able
And
to get a dab off that no matter
yeah.
what happens. You'll have that as a backup. But I think there's something nice about having water as a filter in there. And I don't know, gotta love a good dab, even
The
though the
Puffco has the
K-Man
best
gross is like
flavor. Like there's
it,
seriously some strong flavor off those Puffcos. Like you hit that and you're tasting everything, and I that's what I really enjoyed about it. And the water, yeah, definitely. And you could buy different interchangeable ones, a couple $100. I had a pretty nice piece on it. I had a
the little top.
Yeah, I had a different top with double recyclers on it, and I was using that, and it was wonderful, you know.
I've been thinking about that. We got the handle though that fits on the traditional. So
That's
like
so cool.
I might get like a different color. My wife likes yellow, so we might get the yellow top. But it's
It's like
definitely
a coffee, like it's a cappuccino, it's a dabbuccino.
we put it in our cup holder when we go to drive-in comedy shows. Somebody gave me a
Oh
good
my
advice.
God.
They're like, dude, get an extra large like McDonald's cup and then cut off the bottom of it and then sit that in your cup holder, kind of like those
That was
stash jars
me.
back in the day. Yeah, okay, it
Oh,
was Eagle. Put it right on top.
Yeah.
Next time we go,
I
we're gonna
was
do
just
it.
getting
We've
ready
got
to
it.
remind you guys about that.
It's
It's
an
so
amazing
close to
idea.
Christmas. Somebody's got to rip that idea off, man. And fucking what? It's a fucking Puffco koozie. You fucking. I'm telling you, that's $1 million idea right there for somebody, man. McDonald's
Upsell it.
cup,
Run with
like you
it.
said, Starbucks cup, both good ideas.
Anything that you would see, because like at the
Good
drive-in, like
ideas.
they look for alcohol and stuff, and so they might see like if you had a rig, they might be questionable. But honestly, we brought it in the one time, and my wife just like had it in her purse, so it worked out. But it would be nice to just have it sitting in the cup holder, like kind of hidden in plain sight, kind of thing. Uh, it's a great concept, Eagle. So definitely gonna use it. I didn't go to the one because my father was having medical issues during the time, so it wasn't appropriate to go to the show on the day he had ended up passing. Was the last I was gonna go see Bert Kreischer. Um, he performed locally to me, but it is what it is. Sometimes you just can't make it to some shows.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Sorry again, Jay.
It's okay, man. You lost your dad earlier this year, and that was the one show you didn't make it to, and Smiley stepped up. So again, cheers to Smiley for being just an amazing person throughout this whole year. With the organics takeover becoming like a more regular thing with awesome guests, but also for stepping in there when Eagle needed you on that day and many others. Because you're a great dude, Smiley, and I appreciate having known you. I love our DM conversations after the show. You always make me think more deeply about our conversations on a show that I feel like we go pretty deep on stuff. And I appreciate you're the type of person who likes to dive into the real rabbit holes of like the educational stuff with organics or whatever it is, cultivation related. So
Yeah, it's fun, man. Just learning. Yeah, it's been 7 years since I lost my dad. So actually, that was October 20th. Was the date. Two days before my brother's birthday. So pretty shitty deal for him too.
that's my wife's birthday and my sister's.
The 20th.
Yeah. It's strange, man. I don't know. I'm starting to believe more that the fucking world's a simulation. Like all these numbers are like little Easter eggs. Like you meet these people that are like born in the same years and like on the same dates. And like my brother's best friend was born on the same day as my wife and like my sister. So it's like, I don't know, this weird coincidences sometimes in life. It makes you wonder, like, could this all just be a crazy ass simulation? I think so. I'm believing it more and more.
The foraging gardener in chat said that's his birthday. That's wild.
If there's
Actually,
23 people in a room, there's a 50% chance, and this is like a weird mathematical thing, but once there's 23 or more people, there's a 50% chance somebody shares a birthday. You would think that there have to be 180. That's what I thought, but it's some weird probability thing.
Yeah, it is. It's weird too, man. I was filling out an application. It was the last job I had actually. So I was closing down my shop, going through divorce, and filling out this application for a sales job I didn't want, and it didn't even hit me that it was the October 20th date. Like I did, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't even in my mind. There was just so many other things going on, and then I'm filling out this freaking application, and I had to write the date down, and that's when it hit me. Like, holy shit, like that was like a year ago or whatever. Like, so yeah, it was pretty wild.
It's crazy. Like sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say the week before my dad passed, I was like pretty medicated, just on cannabis, but it was late at night. Probably had been listening to Eagle or whatever. I went to the bathroom to go, use the bathroom, peeing, standing up. And I was staring at the wall, and the lights were off in the dark or whatever. I didn't like want to blast myself. The light in that bathroom's pretty fucking bright, so I like use my phone sometimes to go or whatever. But I'm looking up at the wall. I don't know if you ever like stood up too fast and like your vision goes like kind of black and white.
Yeah.
I kind of had that experience, but I was looking at the wall and I saw a bunch of like zeros and ones, kind of like the fucking Matrix. Like that was like the code of that fucking wall, like scripted right in front of me. And like all code, I've learned a little bit about, like, I'm not proficient in code, but binary code is a bunch of zeros and ones, and all the other codes like Python, C++, they work with things that work down eventually to zeros and ones. That's how computers all talk to each other. And I was sitting there just thinking, like, when I was younger, I used to play this game called The Sims, and you'd like watch these people do trivial shit. One of the things would be like they'd go to the bathroom, and you'd be like, oh, they're fucking taking a pee. And I was standing there taking a piss as I'm looking up at the wall, seeing a bunch of like zeros and ones, thinking like, God
I'm a
damn, like what if
fucking
my life
Sim.
really was a simulation? And like, what if that wall is just like coded into like this matrix? And like, my buddy sent me this video that was like literally a matrix coding, but it was, instead of zeros and ones, it had like A, B's, and C's and shit all over. Like it was a kind of like a Snapchat filter that like covered the whole entire room slowly with like matrix shit. And I was like, it was the day after, it was on If You High, the account. And he sent it to me the day after him and I had that conversation where I shared the story I just shared with you. And they posted it like 12 hours later. And I just wonder, you know, it was like the first time I'd seen that video, and he DM'd it to me the next day. He's like, dude, I just saw this. Holy shit. It's like one of those weird, weird coincidences.
2 minutes to.
I think you're right on. Damn, you guys are just sucking me right into the rabbit hole tonight. I think you're really right on that, Jack. I've thought that shit for a very long time, and I actually think we are not in the matrix. And this is my real. I start to wonder there for a long time, and I still really fucking wonder if, because I'm a big person that believes in manifestation, and that is, you know, very possible if we're living in a matrix or a digital age. You know, that would explain how we could manifest things, our past 100%. So whatever, that was one aspect I had, but then I started thinking about it long ago. I mean, way before, Facebook and heavy into it, I noticed the credit cards were keeping tabs on us. That all went into an annex file. They kept a file on us long ago. Had basically a good idea how many people were in your house, how much money, what you like to spend, and they sold that from company to company a long time ago. And that struck a fucking chord with me. And I thought, well, fuck, at that point, well, I'm data. And as things have progressed, think about it. Everything we do, it isn't necessarily what the fuck we're doing. It's the information that they're collecting on us and selling from one another. So what I'm kind of putting together here is, I don't necessarily think we're the matrix. I think because of the data, we're programming the matrix. We're the fucking phase, and it's helped pushing together the AI. And yeah, all this information that's being collected on us is all being fed into, AI 0.10 and what will be in the matrix. You know what I mean? Us becoming the singularity, getting our chips and being, all part of it in a physical aspect of it. We're not the matrix yet. We're the precursor to it. We're the ones building it.
You imagine
Yeah,
all the fucked up
that's-
shit that Siri's been asked. If that's what's filled in the
Yeah.
database, I don't know, man. That's pretty
Did you see that thing about Siri the other day? I seen somebody. What was it? Did you see it though? It was somebody asked Siri basically what her mission was, and and she came back and said basically to tear down everybody's privacy and blah blah blah. It was a fucking mind-bending answer, and it wasn't like rehearsed or nothing. They straight up asked her, what was your purpose? And it wasn't, it was eerie as fuck. So
why to take over
and it
the
was
world,
true.
Pinky, like we do every night. You ever watch the Pinky and the Brain?
Yeah.
Yeah. Take
Yes.
over the world.
They also use that fucking. I listen to We Are Creators, and that's one of the taglines they tag on at the end of the world at the end of all their videos. What are you gonna do? Well, we're gonna take over the world at the end of their videos. And
Fucking
I
great,
love that
dude.
quote. That was a good show back in the day. I wanted to say
Pinky
something
and
to
the
kind of
Brain?
go back to the simulation. Yeah, Pinky in the Brain, but going back to the whole simulation conversation Eagle was just talking about, how we might not be like in the Matrix currently. One thing I found interesting was there was a study back when World of Warcraft was really popular and had like, I think 10 or 11 million players, and a computer virus went around, and they used how that computer virus spread through that game, World of Warcraft, and they tracked it as if it was a pathogen or a virus. And they used that data to see how a virus would spread amongst humanity. And sure enough, later on, like you can like look into this paper or whatever, World of Warcraft virus and how it relates to human virus transmission. And it was like very similar, very predictive. Like even a basic game of almost a decade ago, which seemed rudimentary now. Like if you look at like World of Warcraft, it doesn't look like very fancy or anything. It's just like there was a lot of people doing the same thing. It was predictive of like how we move in communities. Just like kind of fascinating. Welcome in Green 13.
What's up, Green?
what's up, Green 13?
What's up, dudes?
I just took way too fat a
Cheers.
dab.
It is a
So
concept.
me and Jack think that there's a possibility of the Matrix. I mean, who else is? What's your guys' stance?
If you look at the terminology that's being used, I mean, it's programs, constructs. All right, it basically relates to computer. The human instrument basically is a biological, electromagnetic biological computer. I mean, that houses a soul that gives it the energy to animate. All right. And if you're an immortal soul, you're just going from avatar to avatar or to computer to experience the lowest realm that there is, which is the third dimension. It's so slow of a vibrating dimension that it has to be on a timeline so that you can experience all the minute detail that you can't experience at any other dimension. It's kind of like lifting weights, I think. You know, come down here, let's do a few sets, do a few 100 years, you know, see if I can strengthen my spirituality to rise to higher levels in the ethereal realms. Who the fuck knows?
I believe in that and the whole manifesting, like Eagle was talking about, if there's some sort of program, because I don't know what I've done. Maybe it's just like doing good consistently when I've had the opportunity. Like when the opportunity made itself, if I could do the right thing or not do the right thing, I've consistently tried to do the right thing for people for the last several years of my life. So then whenever I ask the universe, ultimate big power, God, Jah, Buddha, Allah, whatever you want to call it, whenever I ask for something that I really, really fucking need, it seems like it comes through. It just like ends up working out some fucking way, somehow. It works out for me. And it was usually, if I reflect on it, oftentimes something good I did in the past that allowed me to get that benefit in that moment where I needed it. So I do believe in like karma, but I think it might be logical as well. Like good people surround themselves with good people.
Energy flows one way. What you give is what you get back. And in some situations, you can get way more back depending on the specific, you know, how specific you are in giving. You know, I mean, how laser you are in the energetic field that you're putting forth opens up what comes back at a much greater level. So it's just, it's simple yet fuck. Come on. I mean, try to apply that thinking to the overall 8 billion people. I think, you know, all the souls that are here, we're here to bring light because this is the lowest dimension, man. And now, I mean, can you imagine the first souls that were here. There weren't many of them. I doubt it was pretty tough. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of, there's a lot of darkness and, not enough light. Now there's 8 billion people. I notice even in the last 5 years, tremendous changes in people's attitudes, tremendous changes in their thinking. And I think it's because of the light that we bring. Not everybody gives good, but I think deep down, most everybody wants to. You know what I mean? So,
It's interesting. I think like doing good offers you some like level of protection. Like you sort of like get away. Like Eagle talks about he speeds. Like some people say only break one law at a time. And he'll like be back in the day like speeding, but he had a bunch of chronic on him, which could have got him in a bunch of trouble at the time. But he was a legitimate caregiver who was going to try and take care of patients. He was doing the right thing. His heart was in the right place. And for that reason, he didn't get popped. A lot of people get popped going just 85 or whatever just because they're speeding. The fact that he was speeding and he had stuff on him, he could have been doubly in trouble. But because he was doing something with good intent and his heart was there, I think that's sort of like the universe looking out because they knew like he needed to get to that place. That might be a little hippy dippy, but
if it's win-win, the odds go way up. If it's taking, you may get a minimal gain right at the moment, but you're going to pay 10 times down the road and wonder why. You see? And it's, again, simple. Energy works very simply, but the way they control the narrative on our poor little slave asses, it's hard for many people to wrap their mind around it. I mean, you're so busy scurrying around trying to fit the narrative that they want you to believe in, whatever it is right now. It's pretty crazy right now. I think everybody would agree things are a little bit nuts right now, right? So how
I agree.
balance? How are you going to do that? If you can't,
I gotta ask Green 13 how he's doing because he just jumped in, but I want to drop a quote. I think it says, if you take the high road, or you should always take the high road, it's not particularly well traveled. And I think it was Munger quoting Warren Buffett. And it's surprising. I think a lot of people would, you can do well doing the right thing. And a lot of people just don't ever like think to like, not that people are often trying to do the right thing, but I think they don't realize that there's a lot of like money to be made and good to be had by doing the right thing consistently. It'll come back around for you, not just spiritually. It'll take care of you in your life, and hopefully you'll have a good career and people around you. But Green 13, welcome, brother.
Hello, brother. Long time no see, man. Love, big love.
Good
Listen, on that note though, I was walking the dog the other day, and I was thinking to myself, all the times the universe tried to get me to comply, or that was the feeling. It was like, go to school, do good shit, do what your mum told you, all the things that feel compliant. And I never did those. I kicked against all that stuff. I always rubbed the wrong way against the universe. And now I don't do that. Life is much, much easier. But it's not that I complied. I just stopped rubbing. Like the complying wasn't necessary. It wasn't a thing where it was like my mother said, it wasn't like that. Am I lagging?
No.
Oh, good.
No,
so yeah, I don't know. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning, so I haven't really got a completion for that. But definitely, I get what Jack's saying for sure. Like the do good things and the universe. I move in the same direction as it now. I didn't used to move in the same direction as it. It was a fight, and now it's a dance. There it is.
You're on the journey. You're on the ride, no matter what. If you want to be on it or not, we're all on the fucking path. Like whatever path you're on, everybody's got their own unique little journey, but you don't have a choice in the matter. Like you're going to live your life. Everybody's life's going to end at some point. You might as well enjoy it. Like you should try to enjoy it, enjoy the people around you, love the people around you. Like everything else is sort of, semantics at the end of the day. Like what you do doesn't make, as long as hopefully you're doing good. Like
hopefully I'm trying. Like that's the effort. Like I want to give out good. Yeah.
And that's all we can, it's like you just got to do your best. Keep a positive attitude even in times like this. What's how's the garden doing?
Sounds
You've I love that you stopped spraying. You got the predators going over there. Everything's looking real clean on the bottom. You've got your fans figured out.
Yeah, it's Smiley's fault, isn't it? Fucking Smiley Gardens. What fucking nonsense. Keep bringing these guests on and pulling my shit around.
What did I do? Can you change your game plan all the time?
Improving.
Or at least
for making you a
focus my
better
game
gardener.
plan, yeah. Yeah. What did you do? I guess it's to say, yeah, definitely my garden's changing, Jack, a bit. I've got to be careful because it can't become unproductive, but it's definitely become a little bit more like a garden, yeah.
You're putting out killer stuff, man. I'm happy to see that the people over there are blessed up with some clean meds.
Yeah, you know it. My hashtag a lot at the moment is love what you do, and it's because I really am, you know, getting great things out of the garden, like great joy and back stuff that I actually completely, it helped me through a difficult period. And then I was like, right, this Eagle gardening shit's good. Let's fucking do this for a while. And I didn't really, you know, just stuff. Like I got distracted. So it's nice to be gardening again.
And to
So
be
we
fair,
were taking you away from the garden, or did we bring you back to the garden? You confused me a little bit there.
You took me away from it originally, but you didn't. I just got distracted. It was like it became a lot less, I guess, just during COVID times and since the beginning of Eagle. For a minute, I focused a bit too much on look at this and not enough on let me enjoy this.
I like that.
Learn to feed your soul. The goddess girl, very good. Learn to feed your soul, own yourself and your choices. Be accountable, be responsible. Look for the win-win. I mean, I've tried it the other way. I really have. And just things didn't go well.
Yeah.
No, I've witnessed
Do
some
it.
people-
I mean, everybody has a choice, right?
We all get humbled at some point, I think.
Yeah, you get your ass kicked eventually.
It takes that for some people. And when you see somebody who hasn't gotten their ass kicked, it's so apparent because you're like, oh man, that guy just needs to get his ass kicked one time. Like somebody who just like doesn't respect someone, like they're being like real ridiculous, getting in people's face, saying things they shouldn't say. And I'm like, that person's never been punched in the face before.
Now, any of you guys been homeless? One of the gentlemen in the thing. I was homeless for a year, living out of a car and sleeping in my buddy's abandoned RV. Have any of you guys experienced being homeless?
Just for a few days.
Yes,
when
sir,
was
I
in
have.
Vegas.
Yeah.
I was kicked out at 16, almost 17, and 3 months of my life was fucking after that was living in the car until I got a little bit of a stability where a good friend of mine, his family took me in and kind of helped me make sure I got through high school, and then kicked us both out because we were assholes. But you know, I can't thank them enough. I thank them all to this day. I still talk to him. Both his parents have passed, but I hate to think of where I would have been, you know, if I would have had to keep going, you know, in that car. You know, it was some rough times, man. Yeah, being homeless is no joke, and yeah, that's one of the, I talk about the random acts of kindness. That's that right there. That family, that friend of mine was one of the biggest random acts of kindness that sent me on a whole different path of, you know, hope, basically, knowing that, you know, somebody could make a difference, and they made a huge difference. So yeah, I was at one point.
That's interesting. It seems like, you know, that the farther you pull, there's a saying, the farther you pull back the bow, the farther the arrow will go, right? So you know, many times in those days, I think I was not too happy. I was a pretty angry person, you know, until finally I decided to let go and realized that I had to shoot for my highest good instead of playing the victim, basically, crying about my situation and not, feeling entitled that I need help or whatever. Nobody's helping, poor me syndrome, basically. And once I became accountable, things changed rather quickly, actually. So it's just, I think it has a lot to do with our thinking. But yeah, I'm very compassionate for humanity. I love humans. I do. I really do. I mean, I studied them, all the different ologies, biology, sociology, psychology. I mean, it's all very interesting to me that we haven't really been taught how to use the body. I mean, how to open the pineal gland, how to actually remember our dreams. I mean, we're only living half of our life, basically. The other half we can't make sense of. We can't really, determine many people can't even remember their dreams, but yet we spend half of our life there, basically. So I think it's quite interesting, this whole damn experience. It's fun to get up here and talk about it to the world. Can you get that? We have people all over the world conversing about ideas that all of humanity should really be talking about. I mean, you can't go out on your front doorstep and have 70 people show up to smoke with you. You know what I mean? From all over the world. It's amazing to me.
Some of that makes the national propaganda bullshit, you know what I mean, too. Like, I don't know, just growing up, like, through the Cold War and all that, we were hit with a ton of propaganda about whatever. Like, we don't even know what Russia was about at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like this total, like, imaginary thing that they told us about. You know what I mean? It was like, what the fuck? Now that you learn about people in Russia and you're like, fuck, man, they're just like us, dude. They play video games and fucking hang out and grow weed. And I don't know. It's just funny to me because it's like a big eye opener there, right? Like, it's all like, I don't know. Like, once you see past propaganda, it's kind of like, holy shit, man. Like, they just fucking steer all kinds of shit that way.
Yeah.
I think DARE got all of us at some point, if it was around when you were a kid or anything anti-drug. Because once you realize, like, especially for cannabis, once that veil gets lifted, it starts making you look around at shit like, wait, they're telling me this. Like, should I be a little more skeptical? I feel like the American one, I haven't seen him lately. I think maybe he's going after his male lady that's told him he smells good. I think he said he had a little date tonight. So shout out to the American one. But I love how skeptical he is of anything that comes from the government, and rightfully so. And he's like, man, it just fucked him up so much when he heard about like cannabis, and he realized, like, one, they have like patents on it for like neuroprotective and other medical properties, and still they claim it's not medical, blah blah blah. But it does make you, I think most people that are rational, when they realize how not only harmless but beneficial cannabis is, it makes you really question a lot of things coming down from the government. And I think it's good to be skeptical of both sides. Honestly, I think both parties have glaring issues, and most people that open their eyes up and think critically for themselves realize it. I'm probably going to piss a lot of people off saying that, but both sides are screwing you. I think Tao says two wings of the same bird. That's a good way to look at it.
Nice. I want to know about those people, though. It's all about money, and I want to know about those people who just want to keep getting money. I want to know, what is it going on in your head where it's never enough? Sorry, Smiley.
No, go ahead. No, you're fine, man. I was just gonna say it shows its face to be there when you go to vote and you're picking the lesser of two evils. Whatever side you stood on, it wasn't your favorite fucking candidate. You know what I mean? You didn't feel like we were voting for the best person for the job, and that's what's bullshit about it. Kind of, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's felt like the lesser of two evils for a while. Sometimes I think even like abstaining. Personally, for me in California's vote goes blue electoral college every single time. So like my presidential vote literally meant absolutely nothing. So like it was decided before I ever went to the polls. Unfortunately, like, yeah, if everybody thinks that way, whatever. But like California's been blue for a very long time. So even if I wanted to vote red, it wouldn't matter. If I want to vote blue, I'll just be throwing it on the pile.
I always wondered, when's the candidate where's my guy? That's always what I wondered. Where's the person who supports my ideals?
You know what's interesting? What you asked though, Green 13, those people that like really want that money, the two of the richest men in the world right now, Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, both of them, their interest is like they want to go to fucking space. Like Bezos wants to make a moon base so that they can go from the moon to Mars, but he's also saying like, if you think like you want to go to Mars, go stay at the top of Mount Everest because the top of Mount Everest is like paradise compared to what Mars is like.
Inhospitable. So, yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting though to me that two of these 100+ billionaires are both like racing to make the best rockets, best spaceships, and they're like, Musk wants to wear shirts that say like colonize Mars and shit, and he's making badass electric vehicles and like doing his thing to like, I don't know, like that's what these really rich guys are doing.
I'm giving it to Elon. I'm not giving it to Jeff Bezos. I will give it to Elon. Jeff is just like, oh, I'll do it too. But he
did it before Elon. I will say it that the thing was in 2000, that whatever Operation Blue, whatever the hell it's called. He's not as good as Elon, but they did start it earlier. But Elon's gotten like into higher orbit and has like a much better, more equipped thing. That's why NASA gave him the little launching pad and shit. So
it gives me very little hope on their outlook of humanity there when they've got all that much money and they're willing to go, I will do anything to get the fuck away from you guys. I don't care if my head explodes. I'm willing to lose my money, my power. Fucking fire up the rocket, man. I'm getting the fuck out of here. That scares me. That scares me.
He's going to send all of his Amazon employees first, and they're going to be like test monkeys getting like minimum wage plus like benefits, but they can only go one way for the first while. So
that is cracking me up, Eagle. Yeah, man. Okay, survey the earth. We've got unlimited funds. What's the plan? We're leaving. Okay, let's go.
I hate to even say his name, but Gates, it seems to be the only one who wants to fucking stay. Him and Buffett, but they're both a lot older.
It does seem weird they want to go colonize Mars though. Like I don't think it's even necessarily possible. Like,
have you seen the movie with Matt Damon? They're like growing potatoes out of shit.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. What are you gonna do? Go live in a fucking, you know what I mean, in a fucking tent like that or whatever, or a little, you know what I'm saying? Like anything you put up there have to be its own. You're always gonna be having to be inside or have fucking breathing apparatus. There's no.
Unless you terraform. It's not, but when the Earth gets hit and humanity is extinguished. So we have the technology, I think, to terraform. Mars at one point did have an atmosphere. It was pushed out of orbit. If you look at that scar on the side of Mars, I think it kind of got moved at some point. But, you know, there are other planets out there that we can live on if we want the human race to live. I mean, it might even be part of why they are trying to adopt AI with humanity so that we can actually make it the traveling time to another planet. You know, I don't know that unless the wormhole thing is a theory that works. It's interesting. If the government, those that suppress us and feed us bullshit, treat us like mushrooms, keep us in the dark and feed us bullshit, if they would just be honest and tell us what's going on. Can you imagine the contributions that humanity could actually make towards their own future? But here we are being controlled by a handful of narcissistic, self-serving, you know.
Yeah, it's about power. It's not about moving humanity forward, though. It's you know what I mean? It's about maintaining.
So then is it about money? Is power money? Is that what they're looking for?
It's always been about the gold. I mean, if you look at ancient history, it's always been about the gold. So where is the gold? That's a good question. Why can't we mine the gold that's in the Grand Canyon? Which is
one thing I wanted to say about Mars before we go on to gold is Hawaii is fucking beautiful. I love Hawaii. I've been there a few times. Okay. But I wouldn't want to live in Hawaii because when you live in Hawaii, everything has to be shipped there. There's a lot of inconveniences. Hawaii is beautiful and amazing.
Love it.
comparing that to Mars, like early, like in our lifetimes, you're going to be like one of the early adopters. You're going to be living there, having to get shit shipped to you all the time. It's not going to be Hawaii. It's going to be
No.
fucking Mars. So like, personally, I don't think I'm going to be an early adopter on getting to another planet, but I think it is interesting that those guys
What if?
are.
What if? Well, we got. Looks like there's no way to push this rock that's coming at us. It's going to be here in the next 20 years, based on our calculations. We're going to have to get the hell off this rock or perish. You see, that's my point. You know, I mean, we're
They
traveling.
predicted those though. They have like good enough telescopes here that they know for the next 20 plus years if
Fuck
something's going to be
that,
within
Jack.
our.
We
Sooner or
almost got
later-
hit
sooner or later.
like 2 weeks ago by an asteroid that just was like, it was fucking close like 2 weeks ago. They didn't even know it was coming. Or at least they didn't say nothing until it passed, and it was fucking
How much
close.
do you
It was
research?
close
I
enough you
don't
could see it
know.
with the fucking.
There's centers down here like University of San Diego. They have multi-million-dollar satellites, and they've been tracking all of that shit. They know a 2,000-mile miss is a big enough miss, and they know it's not going to hit us, or it's going to hit some other shit that they see coming. Like that stuff's pretty plotted out. I'm more worried about a volcano fucking
That's
blowing up underneath us, like Yellowstone.
200 miles in my book is plus or minus, man. That's a breeze. That's a space breeze pushing that out of fucking control. You know
I don't
what
know
I
if it was
mean?
200. Was it 200?
It was 200. It was 200. You're right. It was that close. Yeah. Yeah.
We're
But,
definitely rabbit hole free falling tonight, folks.
So I wanted to jump in about to Smiley there. You know, you said that, you know, who would want to go, you know, to Mars there? You couldn't leave out to go outside, and when you do, you have to breathe in a pack. It sounded like you just recruited like a whole bunch of growers and next gens. They're like, what? Hell yeah. At Mars, let's go, man.
You can spend all the time in the garden. You guys are going to ship stuff too?
While he was saying it,
You guys paying for the power?
while he was saying it, I was thinking, I can get a joint though, yeah? That's all I was thinking. Okay, stay indoors, but I can get a joint, yeah?
They're gonna let you smoke shit inside when they gotta recirculate the air and create it. You ain't smoking dick up on Mars. Get that out of your
What
head.
in, oh, that's bull. We're growing.
you're
We're
growing
growing in
Jack?
there. They need that CO2. Otherwise, we got to produce it somehow. Fuck. We need to be doing everything we can in them rooms. Yeah.
Oh,
And
man.
carbon filters take care of smoke pretty good.
I
Marsh
should live
weed.
so long, right? Nothing happens very fast, it appears on Earth.
The
What are you
thing-
smoking on, Bingus? Sorry.
Dude, I'm loving this blue mile that I made. I'm just the strain that I've my favorite right now. You know, always your new strain is your favorite, but this shit is just kicking my ass, and I'm loving it. So yeah, it's called Blue Mile. It's across a Blue Diesel and 8 Mile High. Good shit.
I was gonna say the thing about Mars that I don't understand is the radiation that our atmosphere protects us from. They don't really have a way to protect it on Mars, from what I understand. You know.
We'll just fly
We'd
some
have to,
satellites
like-
out there as sunscreen, bro.
Yeah, no shit. It'd be, you know,
Honestly, there's some
Yeah.
solar powered shit that's like they use like satellites that are solar powered. I would bet you they could figure out some sort of way to like have it like hover over the community, only let in light, like basically a big giant light depth. So like you get like 12 hours of sunlight or like 2 hours, whatever the fuck you're gonna make your daytime. Somebody
they're
figure
gonna
that shit
light
out.
depth, yeah. We're gonna be light depth on Mars.
Why not, right?
Yeah, they'd have to do some shit. Yeah, it'd be a whole different ballgame.
There's so
It's
many
so
different-
far
Think
away
about
from
it.
the sea, it's colder. It's way the fuck colder up there. You know what I mean? Like,
there's
Think
somebody
of how many
just
growers you
right
could draw in.
go to Mars. I'm sure of it somewhere. You know what I mean? Some scientist that wants to do mineral studies for the rest of his life, or some guy that's always knew that he could geoform a planet. I mean, it's just, I think it's inevitable as long as we, as long as the human race is alive, we're going to keep expanding. We're not going to shrink. But again, if you look at history, it seems humanity has been here a few times. There have been some catastrophes that have kind of wiped us out in the past. So it's not really, there is some factual evidence that it's not really a question of if, but more so when we get hit by another catastrophe of some type that the earth won't be able to survive, but it'll be able to recover from. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see humanity survive, but what will it turn into? I mean, what kind of genetic drifting are we? I mean, what kind of vaccines are they giving us that are? I mean, who knows? That's why I'm saying we need transparency. Those that rule Earth need to let us know what the fuck's going on, guys. Hey, no, we can take it. We can handle it. Give us the truth, whatever it is. I guarantee you, most of the people are going to say, okay, what do we do? What do we do next? We're going to survive. Basically, that's what humans do. Dude, have you ever seen like a tornado or something, or like a hurricane where people come together that don't even know each other? All right. They've never met these people, and they're filling sandbags and fucking saving lives and surviving,
Yep.
So, who knows? Pretty interesting times, so I got to tell you.
Good rabbit hole. Tonight's been a good rabbit hole. It's been fun.
I feel like it's almost time for alien talk.
Rabbit hole.
We're close. We're on the cusp of it, I believe. Look, we're already Mars.
I was just gonna joke that we get to Mars and like China and Russia are like already fucking there, like playing ping pong.
Wouldn't that just fuck? Wouldn't that, dude? That's probably more truth than fiction, buddy.
Dude, we talk about propaganda, and honestly, like Smiley was talking about with the Cold War shit, like depending on what state you were brought up in, what era you were brought up in, like the shit that you were taught, it stays with you. Like the people that are anti-cannabis, they're so anti-cannabis because they got a lot of anti-cannabis propaganda that stuck with them, and it takes a long time to undo that brainwashing. Same thing, like Smiley, you could see how shocked he was to hear that people in Russia smoke, like grow cannabis and play video games. Like it is like they're just like us, they do have normal people over there just like us, but we've been taught, and like depending on, like I said, yeah, it's kind of crazy. We never really know what's the full story, I guess, depending on where you live.
We watched Rambo 4, man. We fucking knew they were all like doing steroids and I don't know.
Rocky 4.
Rocky 4, yeah, sorry, Rocky.
That was actually my favorite Rocky. I hate to say it.
No, it was
the most epic training montage when like Ivan Drago's got all the modern training equipment, and then fucking Rocky's like pulling logs and like doing it like old school,
throwing rocks.
Yep.
Running up the hill, running up them snowy hills and shit.
Oh, dude, that's so motivational though. When he gets to the top and he's like fucking on the top. Everybody's hair was standing up on their arms. They're like, "Fuck yeah, I can fucking run a mile too."
It's like primal though. That's called a power pose. And there's a psychological study that if people went into a interview and did like a power pose, whether it was like Wonder Woman, where they put like their hands on their hips in the bathroom for like 5 minutes before, or like they had another one where they like had one arm up like that, kind of like Superman pose, and then the other one was just two hands up over your head, like celebrating like victory. If you did that before you went into an interview, they would blank out all the audio and just make the people watch the video and evaluate like who did better, the people who did the power pose or just sat in a chair for like 5 minutes before the interview. And the people who did the power poses were like way more confident, comfortable. And, like even when they revealed the audio, they like crushed it, versus the people that were like sitting stagnant, waiting. They're just like a little bit more shy and like took a little longer to open up. And I think there is something too, like, putting those arms up in the air, like it makes you feel that sense of accomplishment. Like after you run up the stairs or up that hill or whatever, it's like, I don't know, there's something cooked into our like
up primal, the stairs. Like, just going to the loo. Yeah.
Well, stairs is like in Rocky when he was in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
And where I'm out here in California, my college was known as like Cal State Stairmaster because we had a giant ass stair set to get to the college. So.
Yeah, that's why they raise your hand in prize fighting. It's the same, sentimental value when your hands raised. It makes you feel like you accomplished that. You did that.
It's like I'm the fucking winner. Like they bring that fucking hand up and you get that belt or whatever.
Exactly. And I can speak from experience. It feels good as shit when they do that. You work your ass off, you train, you get in there and you take a beat and you give a beat, and then they raise your hand at the end. And yeah, that shit feels good.
It's addicting.
For sure. Definitely lifting. Literally and figuratively.
Absolutely. No,
Even like clapping, like laughter, like all these things, like the reason that like shitty ass, if you watch like a sitcom with no laugh track, they're not funny at all. Versus like a comedian who's like actually getting a natural like rise out of the audience. Like the genuineness is so much more there, and like so much communication is nonverbal. And there's so many other little subtle things like that.
Well, kinesiology. Have you ever studied kinesiology?
I went to a school with people that fucking got their degrees in it, so I benefit from them like being like, hey, there's this thing on your fucking body and this is how you fix it. I'm like, yeah, that's helpful.
It's
You really take care of yourself.
Interesting. Humans are very interesting creatures. I mean, we're uniquely, each one of us are 99% the same, but that 1% is what really makes it unique. I mean, there's so many comparisons I make when I'm breeding cannabis, especially at the larger numbers, and the stresses that I would put on the plants to get them to express certain ways, right? Where I could test them to see if they're going in the direction that I want them to go. And then I realized that these same techniques are being done on the human genome as well. They're stressing the shit out of this in different areas to get expressions. And then they put a vaccine to see how that's going to make this expression flourish a little better in the direction that we may want humanity to go or whatever. I mean, it's the same stuff, and it makes me wonder a lot where humanity is going to end up. If we continue, where are we going to, what's the, what do they call it? What's the genome overall going to look like?
I really think we're going to move towards cyborgs, man. Like our cell phones are already one step of the way. It's got all of our information. If somebody takes away your cell phone from you, you're not going to know half your contacts' phone numbers. You might have remembered like your family members and close loved ones. Like you might not even know how to get certain places in your hometown. Like certain people, like or if they move to a new city or something, they might just always rely on that GPS. So I think we're already reliant on it like that. They're doing that Neuralink thing with Elon Musk. They're wiring shit into people's brains at first to like help people learn how to walk again or whatever, but it's going to advance.
Even a pacemaker.
Good point.
No, you're right.
They got contacts now, I guess, with little thingies going and the glasses where they can. It's just like, wow.
Well, they've been wanting to download consciousness too. I've been hearing talk about that, where they're like your body fails and they can download your consciousness and you would still, I don't know, be conscious in a fucking computer. I don't know how that would exactly work, but
I got something that proves that we're already kind of cyborgs. They banned that guy from the Olympics who was a Paralympian. His legs were actually naturally like removed. He didn't get them cut off just to like be a better athlete, but he had artificial legs. And because artificial legs don't get tired and they have kind of a spring to it, they didn't allow him to compete in the regular Olympics. So a guy that would have been viewed as a Paralympian was now better than a normal Olympian. So a cyborg of a human in a way. He was artificial and he was better than a normal human. And I think that there's going to be people in the future that will literally say, you know what, my legs work just fine, but I want the better legs. I want those robot legs, and there's going to be people that are just going to start chopping them off and getting whatever, like literally going full. I wouldn't do it, but I think there will be people that take it to that level in the future.
It's already people there, kind of. It would necessarily not robot, but there's people already chopping off limbs and shit, fucking noses, modifying their body, tattoos, fucking, you know what I mean? Mainly, fucking modifying their body, you know, noses, fucking injections. They're fucking, you see the people and goofy motherfuckers with fake muscles and put in the fake muscles and shit years
The
later.
injections.
Yeah, no, these are like fake
They pop and
muscles. They're
shit
like just like
sometimes.
butt cheeks and shit. Yeah, they're like silicone implants they put in
Oh,
like
man.
muscles. They're not even. Yeah, it's.
Pretty
Yeah,
weird.
there's
Look at fake
people
six
that
I
are-
packs.
didn't know that was a thing.
Pretty
Like
weird.
chicks' boobs, they're trying to make muscles big.
Yep.
Dude,
The
yeah,
fuck?
they have chest implants, they have, dude, everywhere. Anything you want to implant.
Calves.
Terrible. Again, now what is that? I mean, again, that's there's a lot of insecurities going on in those people's heads. What you think? I mean,
Yeah.
You almost feel bad for them, man. Somebody that is so insecure about themselves. And no offense to anybody if they've had any cosmetic surgery done. Like, I understand if somebody, feels
Right.
like they needed to change their life in that way, but I feel sorry that they got sort of probably bullied to the point where they felt so insecure about a part of their body that they needed to get it changed to feel comfortable just living their regular life.
Well, psychology is it's such a manipulative study. All right, and the only way they can get the information is through humans, and it's quite abusive in its origins. And but it also it's hard to base something on truth when you don't have a pure beginning. All right, when humans come in, we're immediately traumatized. So unless you kind of like have a natural birth and then you're kind of held aside, and even then though you're going to have this overall metadata that the society or the system that you're within is going to influence you, right? So psychology is just basically a scrap science of trying to figure out what trauma has done to you and how you can possibly cope with it. There's no really fixing it because it's hardwired, especially when it happens at a young age. And it just creates this huge money, like a suction device, where they just suck all your money while they sit there and for $300 an hour and listen to you tell them what happened to you when you were a kid that caused this to happen, and then let them give you techniques on how to make it a little bit better. But there is no cure. And that's the whole American Medical Association. There are no cures. It's only treatments. So get your pocketbook out. It's
So big is. That's I figured that out, that there's no fucking real cure or nothing for it anymore, or was. So that's why I go to the tattoo guy. I just dish it all out to that cat, get some ink out of it. It's a win-win for me. I get something out of it. I vent. Give him a fat tip for listening.
makes you feel the pain.
enjoy the pain like a fucking nutcase.
You're a master. I love it. No, dude, I hear you. We all find
that kind of takes me into another aspect of it. Jack, we were talking about, you were talking about, changing your body a little bit there. It wasn't until I actually started getting well tatted or getting I actually feel more myself, more covered in ink now than I ever have at any point in my life. I don't know if it's because of all the markings, I know now I'm more of an individual than ever. You know what I mean? There's no mistaking me now for anybody. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's it, that I just feel my own now after all the ink, but there's something, and I didn't do it for that purpose, but I definitely noticed that feeling after a few years, of being covered, that I had that feeling about myself. And then it does, it can set you aside for some people. Some people can scoff, they don't like it or whatever. But man, when I do, I don't regret any of it. When I look at it, I'm like, man, I can see a journey or whatever, but I do, man. There's times when I look back and see myself without the ink in my younger years there, I think, and I like, you don't even know who you were then, That's the way I look at it. I do. Well, you don't
I
even,
see
you didn't
tattoos
even
as
know.
like, tattoos to me are like an art, and like that's like adding like an art to your body, where like somebody getting like a nose job or like breast implants or like a fake butt injection type thing, that's like, I'm really insecure about this thing, so I'm gonna, and some of yours I think you said were like to cover up injuries and things like that, so maybe that could be construed as that. But even then, I see that as like an artistic take on like, hey, I had this bad injury and I'm gonna make something positive of it and have a cool piece of art. Like, and again, more so to your case, like it is cool to think like, whenever your day comes, like if you were found somewhere or something that like, this is Eagle, and it's easy to fucking identify you, you know. So they're not gonna like need the fucking dental records or some shit. Like if you didn't have your wallet on you, it's gonna be like, all right, well, fucking anybody in this town who knows him is like the dude who's tatted head to toe, and lots of people are gonna be able to quickly recognize you. So there is something powerful to that, and I think it was more like a joyous process probably for you doing the art and going through all that and getting double benefit from it, having somebody cool to talk to.
You know what's funny is after a good tattoo with a long session, you know, sometimes, man, I'm serious. Like my dad, when dad passed, passed, they were like immediate sittings. And sometimes I'm like, after it's done, I'm like, whew, I hope you're not going to charge me extra for that shit. I just laid like a ton of shit on you, brother. I don't even know how you got through that, man. There's times where we took breaks and like fucking smoked and shit, man. I had to get even deeper and shit. Hold on, man. We got. I feel like I
Buddy,
owe that guy much more than the price of the tattoo.
I was gonna say, Buddy's not a tattoo artist. He does the tattoo for free. He's actually just a psychologist.
Pretty much.
It's like a bar stool psychologist. You know, my wife was a bartender, and oftentimes they had to deal with people, they're tipping, and like, you know, the tip is more than just for the drink, it's for the emotional support sometimes. So
The degree is on the wall behind you. They don't really see it until after.
G13. I'm sorry, I got to quit calling you that. I made it a point not to call you that anymore, too. Green 13. Well, it's Green 13. Why not just call you Green 13? Anyways, damn it, I forgot what I was going to say. I remember. Like a good psychiatrist, too. You know, I actually I asked him one day, I said, you know, I bet you got the skinny on like everybody in town and shit. And rather than, you know, go, he just gave me the like the wink, you know what I mean? Patient confidentiality, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cheaper than a psychiatrist, I would imagine.
I definitely don't think so, dude. I don't know. Depends where you go, I suppose.
G13 or Green 13, we don't got the socialized psychiatry. Like you guys get like 3 free ones before, like you just keep saying no until you find one you like and it's free or whatever over there. Over here you pay like $400 an hour just to see somebody one time for like half an hour. It's like half of it's paperwork.
And they could be completely not your person.
Yep, which is often the case for many people. They have to go to several before they find one they're like, and oftentimes they'll try and force some prescription on you because they're probably sponsored by some sort of pharmaceutical, which is sad, but unfortunately often true.
Very true.
First thing I did when I got with a psychologist was get rid of all the drugs in my system. Not cannabis, obviously, but anything that was prescription. She didn't tell me. We just did that nod and wink thing, and I just kept dumping that shit out of my body, and it was fucking marvelous.
Well, you're right, though, Jack. The pharmaceutical route there, you know, that bridge that they take them down there is vicious because it's never that one time and done. It's always, let's try this one. and then the dosage for them goes up and down, and then oh, that didn't work, and that totally has wrecked pretty much your life so far. Well, let's try something else. And then, you know what I mean? And then there's the fucking side effects to all of the above. You know, once they do find that one, then it comes with a medicine cabinet full of side effects for the most case. That's why, you know, I'm super stoked that, you know, this time in our lives, this phase in humanity, that cannabis and psilocybin, and maybe even, you know, with the properly produced LSD, you know, that things like that could be taken care of in a proper direction without, you know, these nasty, nasty drugs that have so many terrible side effects. You know, there's been cases already now with psilocybin, people having their anxiety, you know, pretty much taken away in a few doses. It's not, I've heard of one sitting was, you
One time
know,
is very
yeah.
often. They look at it like, oh, that was the most memorable moment of my life. And one thing I wanted to say about the pharmaceuticals, I saw a meme or something somewhere today, and it was like a doctor, and it was like day one of medical school. It's like rule number one. It said, uh, all treatments, no cures. And I was just like, God damn, that's like painfully true. It's like that's all they do. It's like they just provide treatments, never cures. And it's sadly the case for a lot of the ailments out there.
Yesterday, my puppy went to see my father-in-law. My father-in-law was dancing around this dog, being super careful. And when the dog touched him, it bruised him. Well, it's because he takes so much fucking medication for his heart problem. He's actually scared of everything, and it was sad to see. It was like, that's modern medicine.
He's a peach now. Fucking, he bumps into the wall and he starts bleeding internally, like fucking vigorously. Unfortunately, my mom just got a new puppy. I was FaceTiming with it after growing with my fellow growers tonight. She got a chocolate labradoodle. Its name is Rita. It's adorable, only 3 pounds, and it's like she really needs a companion right now as a pet after losing her 34-year husband. And this little thing couldn't have come at a better time. Like, it is, there's 2 other dogs in the family, my brother and sister, who live near her. Both have one has like I don't know what it is. It's a mix of like maybe a chocolate lab and like a German pointer or pit something. And the other one has a labradoodle, but it's like a lighter color. So my mom, who wanted a chocolate lab, got the chocolate labradoodle because she wanted a smaller dog. And I'm just really thankful that she got it at the perfect time, and it's like really taken well to her and the new house and everything. So super grateful for good dogs. I'm happy you got one too. Good enough. Or a little terror. That's probably what you need. You need it in your life.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Yeah, we had a Labradoodle as well when I was growing up. They're really curly dogs, and they're beautiful dogs as well. Really,
They're
really
very smart, from what I
yeah,
hear.
they are, and they don't shed a lot because they have the poodle in them.
Yeah, they're like hypoallergenic. After they get rid of that first puppy coat, they just almost never shed.
Yeah, it's really cool.
My girlfriend's parents breed Labradoodles. So,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. They actually we've watched a couple of them because their original breeding pair got old and passed on, and they were replacing, but they sold so many puppies in their area, they didn't want to get a dog from local, you know, to replace them with. So she found some here in Michigan, and we watched them for a couple weeks so she could come out and get the dog or whatever. But they're cool, man. They're smart dogs. I really want one.
Super smart. They got one of those toys that's like a puzzle or whatever to like make it get the treat slower. This shit figures it out so quick and just chugs all the treats in the thing. So it knows like right how to like leans it on its side, like turns it just a certain way and just drops them all straight in its mouth, like pop, pop, pop. I'm like, damn, these little things are smart. Even when they're young, like they're just, especially food motivated. Like it's fascinating. I love dogs. I love that Lemon Hoko bred dogs.
That's
Yeah.
There's quite a few
That's
of the guys
fascinating.
bred dogs, the breeders, because didn't Jinx proof too? Wasn't he like showing dogs and stuff?
Yeah, he was. He was like a professional. They like won big shows and shit. And he bred, I think, a few times. Just like I can't remember. I think it was like a bulldog of some type. But
Yeah,
We
that's-
bred
yeah.
Cocker Spaniels and toy poodles. My mom did when I was growing up, and didn't she won like little shows or whatever, but nothing really big. But it was definitely fun to growing up around all the dogs and stuff.
No,
no.
it's not. I'm not a
Eagle
breeder either,
unintentionally
but I've
breeds.
got a couple of. I got 2 litters right now, as a matter of fact, Jack. 2
You're a,
litters right
you're a
now.
puppy pollen chucker over there.
Ever hear of
Oh,
If
man.
I had the room, I'd take some of them.
spayed and neutered as such a thing?
Yeah, you would think so. You would think you would take the, just take that dog right out to the woods and you'd be fine. But no, it just takes, it tells you just can't take the hole out of nowhere. You take a hole and drop it in the woods, it's still gonna be a hole. It's
Wait
gonna
till they're
find a
half
way.
raccoon or
I
some
don't
shit,
know.
Rico. Wait till they're like half raccoon. You'd be like, what the fuck?
I shit you not, man. I have 3 male dogs and a fucking like four female dogs, and these puppies look nothing like my male dogs. Okay, these puppies, Coco's puppies, right now. I've told you about Coco. I mean, Coco's literally this fucking big. I mean, she's damn
Little
near
turkey.
teacup. Fucking her puppies right now are bigger than she is. I mean, it's like, what the fuck are you feeding these things, Coco? I mean, they're I don't it's these dogs are not mine. The markings, none of them look like her. There's not even another dog that I know of within like a half mile. So
Did the mailman
I
have a
don't
dog? I'm just curious.
somebody got a dog. I don't know where the fuck she disappears. You know what's this is how big of a hoe Coco is. By fucking Coco does this thing like all the girls would like to go out in the morning, right? All girls go out, boys go out, right? 2 different trips. Bang, bang. So Coco will like instigate it, right? She'll be like the first one to the door and get all the girls wanting to go out, and she'll see all of them are out, and then she'll let them run out, and she'll be like, "Nah, I'm not going." and then she'll wait. Then she'll wait till they come back, and then she'll go off by herself and be gone for like. She's going to the wherever her hookup is, and obviously she don't want to share because she's not letting the other dogs know where she's going and shit. She's got her own little trail and shit. I just
He's meeting the
Yeah.
mailman's dog.
I think it's funny that Coot came on your show and said about like cannabis breeding, but he used the example like you can't breed a Chihuahua. Once it's a Chihuahua, you're not going to turn it back into a wolf. Well, fucking Eagle's over here in the process of turning that Chihuahua Chorky or whatever back into a wolf, letting that thing roam, get knocked up by God knows what out there.
That's funny.
it could be.
All right, guys,
Could
I'm
be
going
a
to go.
fucking wolf. Could be a
Take
fox.
care.
Who
Have a
knows?
good night.
Peace out, Bingus.
Yes, good to see you,
Good
bro.
to see all you boys.
It's
Good luck.
Peace out, brother.
yes, sir.
That is
Eagle,
that.
you're going to end up with
Always-
some puppies like
always a no.
Tanasi.
Has he got puppies, Tanas?
He's got big ass wolf
Sassy.
dogs,
Oh, really?
like 3 of them or some crazy shit. Huge ass dogs. I think they're part wolf actually. Like
They are?
I'm
Because
getting
that's
that
like
damn
illegal
song.
still, ain't it?
I don't know if it is in Denver or not. Maybe they're just like real like close on the husky line or something. But he refers to them
420
as,
dudes.
oh,
Yeah.
cheers.
Cheers.
Ba, 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 da, ba, 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 da. It was in everybody's head anyway. I'm just.
It was.
Oh, this band.
Man. This This gelato's pretty good.
I'm smoking Gelinade, so I think there's gelato in it. It's delicious.
Like Fresh Coast. Fresh Coast gelato. Lost my tool.
What you puffing on, Green 13?
I thought it was gelato, and I was like, there can't be three of us, but it's not. It's Sherbet Queen. It's basically sunset sherbet.
This is Gelinade, so I think it's a gelato cross. I don't even know what it is. Chat, you could probably tell us.
Skywalker.
I went heavy on that one. I'm gonna hook Smiley up with a dab rig. He needs one.
He's
But I don't need much.
Oh, sure, that's what I said, Smiley. Snuck right in the back door. The organics coming in,
Don't say it
dab
like
rigs
that
going in
either.
over there, Chief.
Doesn't help.
Snuck right in the back door.
We're going tit for tat here, Chief. We're going tit for tat here. The organics comes in, you're getting a dab rig.
Back door, boys.
Whatever. I'll grab one. I have been meaning to get one, actually. That's been, I don't know.
I didn't say you had to buy one. I said we were gonna get you one. No fun if you get yourself one. You backdoored the organics over here. It's no fun now. You're gonna go buy your own rig. That ain't even cool.
You guys quit saying that back door. Somebody gets the wrong idea.
You Michigan boys like the back door, huh?
Yeah, right? Right. Apparently the northern guys do.
All right, boys. I gotta get some rest and get ready for work tomorrow.
Peace, Ali.
Have a good one, Ollie.
Yeah, man. It's always great hanging out. I'll definitely see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you, my friend.
Good to
Thank
see
you, Eagle. All right, Green
Cheers.
13.
Have a good one.
Smiley, Jack. Peace.
Oh, bro. There was your second one, Ego. There's always two. Or Jack's gonna go, or
I know it.
there's always
I'm
three.
chilling for a
right?
bit. It's nice now I can see all four of us without having to be on speaker view, because once there's like 4 or more, I have to like swipe to see everyone. But now I can see everyone here, all on one screen on the phone.
Sorry, guys.
Monday, man. It's a new week. You gotta start it.
Shit, yeah.
Right. Trying to split out.
My business doubled overnight with a positive, or I should say negative test. Went from 1 to 3 clients again. I'm gonna have the 4th client come on at the end of the week, which will be like my regular COVID half load. I used to have 8 clients.
One client a day, is that what you do, Jack, or how do you work that?
No, it usually is like 2 or 3 a day, and I'll see some of them sometimes like in the morning and in the evening.
Yeah.
I see one kid 6 days a week.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I have like 2 primary families and then like 6 that are like a few hours here and there, and then just thankful that my wife has had good employment. She was able to go right back to work when we got back. Plane tickets ain't cheap, and not working for few weeks at a time. But thankfully, we had a little bit of money. But it's a good time to be working again. I'll say that. I enjoy what I do. Doesn't feel like work. I love what I do, actually. I feel like I'm genuinely helping the kids and helping the family. So it's I'm excited to go back and work with all the families and feel safe. Like I'm not gonna get any of that. I do work with some older parents, and I wouldn't want anything to happen to them like happened to my family. So I try to be safe and just wash hands and distance, and we keep a kind of tight circle. And I'm just thankful we've been able to stay healthy, my wife and I over here, and keep working. And I'm just thankful for that any year, to be honest. Like I don't take my job for granted. There's down economies all the time. Like I remember the mid 2000s when the housing market crashed. That was like a hard time for a lot of people. So there's been a lot of hard times in recent history. It's not something new, but we all just kind of put our head down. And I think if you work hard, you grind and you get through it. And good people around you kind of are great examples of many ways to make it work. So
I remember the housing market crash for sure. I was running a business. I had to lay 4 people off, tell them that they fucking didn't need them to come in, or I didn't have no work for them. And it went right down to just me, and yeah. So,
we're about
that's
to
gotta
see
be
a bunch of
feeling.
this. I'm surprised we're not already seeing this, and I'm sure we are. But I mean, people are going to get laid off big as soon as the government takes their hand off this thing. I just can't believe what's going to happen, but it's going to happen.
You're like just way behind us. We've already had it happen.
Right.
It's still going to be unfortunate.
We still have a furlough scheme in place for the most part.
I just recommend anybody, if you can, like take some of this time to learn maybe something that could be beneficial, even if it's just something, a hobby you enjoy. Like it could end up being a career down the line in some capacity. Do something you love. Like if there ever was a time to change into a career that you might enjoy more than the one you're currently in, if your current career put you out of work, then this might be the time to transition. A lot of people are like stuck, like waiting, like, should I go back to that old thing? And I think sometimes it is better. Like my wife transitioned. She was in a hotel, lost her job. She got it offered back, and she probably would have lost it again this time around because we got back on lockdown. I'm glad that she got into an essential business, which is cannabis, which is amazing to say in 2020. But I think everybody can kind of consider there's a lot of different levels. You don't have to be like a crazy expert. There are delivery jobs and legal jobs that, like the Pop Brothers at Law was on earlier. I bet you he's got a lot of paralegals. They're not lawyers themselves. They file a lot of paperwork and stuff, but they get a wage. It's a stable work. You're working in a cannabis environment. You might be looking at paperwork, helping people get their cases dropped and things like that, which is cool. Like in some way, like you're actually working towards a good thing versus like being a prosecutor or something and like putting people in jail. Like there's 2 sides of that coin, and it's like you could take the good side, or you could take the side that's like you're ruining people's lives or like saving people's lives, you know? It's like, let's take that positive step.
Yeah. And take the energy from other people who we're seeing do it. Like I've got friends who are making new things happen. I'm just loving it. Absolutely. And it's not even like, it's like, this is a good time not to be that dude anymore, you know? I've seen lots of that stuff, and we hear lots of bad news stories and miserable shit about fucking vaccine bullshit, but I'm seeing people make better lives. I really am. And see, you know, there's that meme or that whatever you call them these days where it says 2020 is not the year to try and get as much as you can. It's the year to realize how much you've already got, or whatever, words to that effect. That's damn right. You already got everything you need. You've already got everything you need. So look around. Every time you think, oh, I'm going to buy that, look around. You've already got it. So consumerism sucks.
It's about loving what you got. I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
I'd like
new lights for this room, though. Yeah. I have huge umbrage with the amount of shit that gets bought at this time of year for fuck all reason. Yeah, I don't. Scrooge doesn't even.
I just was talking about that. We got a shit ton of them sitting around. You can hardly see the Christmas tree. They're all fucking piled around. I was like, what the hell? She said, I'm done. We're done shopping. I'm like, I hope so. Holy shit.
People shit on cannabis waste, but if you look at some of these toys, the way that they're packaged, the plastics and the zip tie, all the shit that they put on some of this shit, it's like that's going to a landfill. It's like every single industry needs to get on their shit with the packaging, like getting into that biodegradable cardboard and recycled plastic if you can.
Dude,
When I see white cardboard,
plastics.
I wonder why that's even legal. Just put it on the fucking brown. Just print what you want on the brown. Don't fucking make it white.
It's true. The hemp plastic, that biodegradable plastic, that would be game changer for the hemp industry. You know,
It needs to be adopted. I mean, it's a good enough product. I've seen enough of them. I've held some of those packages, and some of them last a long time, but some of them biodegrade. I've got cups that if I composted them, they'd be composted in 90 days or whatever. But I've used them over and over in grow cycle, and they work just fine at room temp.
plastics we use are made from petroleum products, and we know how much they like having competition.
You're right.
I want to say shout out to fucking HP and their efforts to fucking save a buck and save a fucking tree. I couldn't believe, in some aspects I thought this shit was a little crazy, but know this, them fuckers shipped me a box to send my PC back, right? With all the stuff in it to safely send it back. Okay. So I packed it up and then forgot to put in the slip that was what was wrong with it. So I slit the fucking thing and I slid it in there, right? On top of everything, and then retaped it up, right? Green tape. This over here, some fucking tape. I got that PC back in that very same box. That box has seen some fucking miles, man. Back and forth across the country twice. It's like sitting in the kitchen, man. It's like it's almost a shame to put this box to an end. You know what I mean? To cut it up in the fucking dumpster. I feel like I need to smack a sticker on it and send it somewhere else and shit.
Flatten it out and make it your first garden bed outside.
The worm bin, yeah. First feeding to the worm bin and shit.
Or even some people put it over their grass and then they'll throw a little bit of soil down on top of that. It's like a weed cover. They stomp out anything that would grow up and kind of mess with what you're gonna build on top of that. And then over time that gets eaten up and then you start going down into the native soil.
I wonder if I could have used that for what I did the other day. Actually, when I dug that trench and the guy I talked to, the guy I got advice from. It was good advice from the right guy. Let's put it that way. When I talked about digging that trench and fixing the septic field the other day, he gave me some off the job advice, let's say. So I took his advice. He told me what to do, and he's like, "Man, you need to sprinkle some fucking hay over that layer of rock to keep the sand from going in, or, at very minimum, if you can't find some straw, a good layer of straw to put over that, then use some newspaper." I almost wonder if I couldn't have threw a layer of cardboard on there. Same reason, break down in time, but keep the dirt off in time. But yeah, that's what I ended up doing. I ended up having to go get some newspaper. Being Lexi, she was throwing it, lining it down. I'm throwing dirt on it as the wind's all blowing. I'm like, come on. Man, that's no shit, man. Fucking
She gets the shout out for the night. She gets the fucking, she's the MVP shout out for the fucking night. Shout out to Lexi for the few nights. It sounds like she's been helping you with working out there, shoveling, both snow and digging that trench. So
I didn't, what the best part of that was? I didn't even ask. That was too, man. It didn't, that was what meant the most, man. Honestly, about that shit, because, man, I didn't even ask. They knew they see me out there busting my ass, and I looked up from the fucking trench, and they were fucking standing there. Where can I get a shovel? I'm like, really? And they're like, yup. I'm like, okay. Over there, if you want to help, there's a shovel over there. And she grabbed up the shovel. She said, you should have seen her face the first time she grabbed that wheelbarrow full of rock. I'm like, I'll do that. She grabbed out and did that shit. She took like one step back. She's like, ain't no fucking way that shit's happening. I'm like, I got that shit. Just fill it up. That's all I want. You know, if you want help, all you gotta do is just fill it up. I'll take back for it. But I appreciated the help, man. Unsolicited help. That's what meant the most, man. I didn't ask. They just did. Shout out, Lexi. Love you. Love you, girl. Courtney.
Yes, yesterday I said to my daughter, "Baby, can you come and help me do the dishwasher?" And she said, "Okay." And I went, "Yeah, can you come now?" And she was like, "I am already coming." And it was like the first fucking time ever. And I was like, "Oh, sorry, I thought you said hold on a minute," because that's what she'd normally say. "I'm here. What do you want me to do?" "Empty the fucking dishwasher." I didn't say that.
I don't think spoiling kids does them any good. I'm with Eagle on that. Even if you've got the money, or like if you could sacrifice working the extra few hours and spending the time with the kids, I think the time together is more important than the toy or the fucking phone or the laptop being the fancier one or whatever. The more memory or the little bit better car or a little bit better whatever. I think the material stuff is much less valuable than the time together and the memories you can make with like something like traveling with them or something, being there for them at that game or whatever thing that they're in.
Keep forgetting I fucking keep miking myself off there. It didn't sound right, did it?
Yeah, living in a small house is definitely good for family unity, in my opinion.
Or this year, I had three girls living in one big bedroom. I wasn't exactly. They did figure it out, I guess, after a while, but at first it was not unity.
Yeah, I'm sure.
There's no out of sight, out of mind there, though. Everyone knows what's going on, at least at home, when all three of you are on top of each other.
True.
Oh, you should see the power struggle that's going on between my two right now. Because Lexi and Courtney share in a room. And, Lexi's an adult. She's old enough. Courtney's 17. So when it comes to, like, space, Courtney's like, my room. When you move... You're an adult. Sooner or later, I'll get in this room. Lexi'd be like, I'm the adult. I get the majority of the space. And it seems like I hear furniture going back and forth all day long. Oh, man.
Split the time.
Girls are crazy.
That's too funny, man. I think it's just so great that you got three girls. It was like, and the whole that they were supposed to, like, the gender things that are sex test said they're going to be boys, and they ended up both being girls. And the third one, you're like, fuck it, I'm not even going to get the test. I know. And then ended up being a girl too. It's just like, it is kind of like low odds to go 3 for 3, all three girls. Like, it's flipping heads 3 times in a row. Like, it's not quite 50-50. It's
I know there's karma. That's how I know there's karma. And I think at one point it even peed a little bit when it fucking like, I got it again.
I truly believe you get for a reason. Like, Eagle needed some controlling for sure. That is why he has that. Nature took over there and went, mm-mm.
I can't imagine meeting Eagle before he had 3 daughters. Like, I can't imagine before your first kid, like if I met you before you ever had any children, versus like meeting you now, the person you are after having 3 kids, 3 daughters specifically. But it's so interesting to think of like how different of a person everyone would have been after that amount of time and that amount of experience.
I said to my wife yesterday, we've had the dog 8 weeks. I said, I've been a grown-up for 8 weeks. And she said, how you mean? And I said, well, when I had a daughter, I became an adult. But now I got a daughter and a dog, I'm a grown-up. So it's like that. Sorry, Eagle.
Oh, I seen it coming. It's the karma scale was so bad, and I seen the sense of humor that it had so far. I wanted a boy so bad too, and I actually got fixed. I was like, no way. You've heard me make the comment. I actually made the comment at one point in my life, and it made so many people laugh. If I don't get fixed or she don't get fixed, I am gonna fucking pound these nuts with a fucking rock. I am not having any more fucking kids. I knew it was just gonna be a whole line of fucking girls. It was just gonna be a whole parade of women telling me what to do for the rest of my fucking life. And I knew the cycle had to end right there, even if I had to do it myself and start changing my ways and fucking putting out nothing but goodwill from then on out. It was pretty much what I did. And then karma threw me one more cruel fate, because if you've heard me tell this story, when I got fixed, that was the time that they came in and was like, hey, you don't mind if we've got a whole class full of people here to come in and stare at your penis while we do this vasectomy, do you? Why they fucking sat there and talked and flipped my dick back and forth with a fucking pencil? Yeah, that's the way karma finished that story off. Yeah, you think you're gonna trick me? Yeah, one more laugh on you, buddy.
I can't imagine. Holy shit.
Yeah, there is a part of that story though where you did say yes. You could have said no.
Yeah, no, I could have, but I didn't really think it was that bad, or I kind of thought maybe
You were probably
they'd
all
put me out
sedated.
or something. No,
Yeah.
I got a shot. I couldn't feel it. I got a shot. I was fully awake to feel the embarrassment of it all. No. I thought too. I was
Are you
being
making eye
under or
contact
something.
with
No.
him too, Ego? Like, hey,
Trying not to. That's for damn sure.
Keep it on the procedure, all right? Not the goods. Just look at what's going on.
One of the worst days of my life. He says, don't forget to come back. We're going to make sure and get that sample checked to make sure, everything's a go. I never went back. I never went back. Years of practice says they got the job done. I don't need to go back to that office, look them people in the eye one last time and go, yeah, we got you. You got me. You just said on the bill, we're good. We parted ways.
You're like probably a king or something in a past life, because isn't that like the whole thing? Like certain kings, they want to like have their legacy passed on, and they have like 5, 6 girls or whatever. They like end up having like a bunch of different wives, but all the different wives they marry end up having only daughters. It's like, it's one of those things. The universe does what it does. We're just here for the ride.
There's probably still a fucking poster on the back of that fucking examination room door and shit, my picture on it.
Yeah, we got a guy to do it. No kidding. Yeah, dude said yeah. What about the joke? Yeah, about the joke. Oh, I had to go find people because we thought no one would ever. So we got a crowd together. That's probably the story.
It's only funny because it's true. You can't make shit like that up.
You ain't the only one though. My wife and I was watching some 90 Day Fiance where they like get a K1 visa. Somebody marries somebody from another country and they come here. And one of the dudes, his wife was all pissed off. She's like, I want to have a baby. He's like, well, I got fixed like 15 years ago. And they like went to the doctor and then it ended up like she didn't have many eggs. So like she needed to go on fertility shit and like get her eggs frozen. So it was like tables turned. Like he could have easily gotten his like reversed, I guess, if he wanted to. But the doctor was like, no, you're the problem, actually. And she got like all defensive about it. So some drama. But yeah, more than definitely people do get fixed. And I'm glad that you didn't go with the rock, smashing it out in the forest. That would have been brutal.
Oh man,
You're
that
going one
wasn't.
way or
It
another.
got worse. It got worse after that, to be honest with you, because I was supposed to do nothing for like a week. Don't pick nothing up. That weight limitation, and for some reason, Harbor Freight throws me a fucking miracle deal on a drill press that I just couldn't refuse, and I had to go pick up the drill press, and I handled that fucking thing more than I should have, and things turned alarming colors, man. I never went back in, but I made a phone call and shit. And they were like, yeah, dude, we told you. Them colors, be careful. If it's swelling, don't go down. You can come back in. But man, I had never seen my junk so many colors, man. Purple, blue, the whole
You gotta
crotch
title this
area.
one Ego. You gotta title this one Ego airs his junk or something.
Looked like Tyson had punched me in the fucking balls and shit.
What's gnarlier than a fucking rabbit hole?
A vasectomy hole, I guess, man.
I
Oof.
know.
Oh,
I ain't never
man.
having that shit done. I don't know.
We gotta get Aldridge in here. He's the anal specialist, I hear.
Oh, Dave's not here, just got here too.
Yeah. Ego. Karma has one final trump card left. You never got tested, and what's up? Well, Wabasso Life for Life was saying that you got to get tested, or you might not even be shooting blanks still. That'd be Karma's last card right there. You'd be like, she what? you're what?
Oh, no.
He's just like, oh shit.
Yeah, that would be the perfect end to the story. Right on.
I've got a male who's about to do some breeding. He's a plant though, not a human.
What's he breeding with?
He's not going to be a vasectomy. It's the F2 of the Velvet Punches that Eagle had a herm from, but I'll just warn people that it's in a lot of chem and OG lines that if you stress them out, or like you said that some of your stuff from med, that your other clones that you'd run that hadn't hermed in the past hermed in the same situation.
Smash Cake did, and the Manja Delight did as well. So there was 3 in that tent that all went the same way. Like I said, it was definitely, and I guess that's one of the reasons why testers are testers, right?
Yep.
Yeah. It was definitely stress that I will 100% admit that, man.
I'll send you a pack of the F3s and try it again. Maybe they won't be as bad at F3. Different male.
Maybe if I just, close the doors and make sure shit gets done myself.
That helps.
But
I'm out,
They're not
dudes.
bulletproof.
Love.
Peace out, Green.
Have a great Monday.
You too, Green.
Have an amazing day, buddy.
So, man, I'm not far behind them. I'm like falling asleep over here. I keep yawning. Then working all day though. Chimneys.
What'd you trim?
I actually finished some Cindy 99. I got I'm working on Skywalker OG right now, and I got one other one I just did. Blue Lime Pie I did before that. So. And then I got Ghost OG. So.
You got to call blue lime pie creamy lime or something, because everyone says it's creamy.
Yeah, dude, it is, man. That's I don't know. As funny as it sounds, because I was joking about that earlier, that creamy, but that's where that remark came from, was the blue lime pie. Like every fucking buddy says it's creamy. So. And it is
That's so
too. It's like,
specific.
yeah, when you hear it, you're like, yeah, I can see that. You know, you're like, yeah. You know? So.
I've definitely come across creamy stuff for sure. As funny as it is to say, there's like even different like shades of creamy. There's like whipped cream, or like, I don't know, like buttery creamy, like
Yeah.
or like sweeter whipped cream, like with like more sugary in the back end. Like interesting stuff, but I don't want to keep it too long. Smiley, have a great night, man. It's good talking with you.
No, man. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know. I'm just hanging out, falling asleep. Like, I am too, man. I'm so out of it tonight. It's weird, but sorry, man, to leave you hanging. But Ego, it's always cool. That was awesome. You got the attorney guy on too. It was sweet. So.
I know, man. No worries, man. You're gonna give me a break later this week, so
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
A couple days.
I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready.
I know.
Rasta Bob's no joke. Hopefully he's watching.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I'm excited for it, so that'll be good. But have a
You
good
go
week.
back and look at that one too, man. His eyes are as fucking red as or fucking pink as that fucking bag back there. At the beginning of that fucking interview, and midway he had smoked himself fucking, and he never stopped smoking. That's the thing. He was fucking reefing on that thing, just going to town all the way through, chopping it up on the fucking board. And he went from fucking, I'm telling you, just bloodshot eyes to fucking white as fucking could be. Like he just hit himself with some fucking clear eyes and was ready to go at 6, man. He was ready to fucking and never stop smoking, man. He was gonna go rake the yard and shit. He's no joke,
That's
man.
the dude I don't want to have the smoke off with. It's like, that'd be the never-ending show right there. So
Yeah, I'm definitely not calling out Rasta Bob. That's for sure.
no shit. They got Rasta in front of the name. It's probably not a good idea. So
Yeah, don't get into a dab off with Rasta Jeff either.
Yeah, exactly, man. He takes huge ass dabs too, for sure. So
Both those dudes can
you have
hold
to
it
get
down.
your dreadlocks, Ego. You have to work on your dreadlocks to do that.
I feel like Rasta Bob would approve of this. Is like a steam chalice, is what they would call it, like a fancy steam chalice for Jamaica.
So,
you know,
I have not been working on. Oh, you gotta stay a second for this.
Yeah.
I remember how feisty I was yesterday. I don't know what the fuck got up my ass yesterday. I had fucking yesterday was such a crazy day, and I don't know how it ended off on such a like funny comical end. But I almost posted up this video. We know how like some of my competitors swipe some shit. This I'm working on. This is my Fumador beard. What do you think? Huh? No? Yes? Huh?
you need to get your kombucha. You need to get a brew. You need to get
Eagle and
something
the
brewed.
flavors. Tuesday nights.
Oh man.
uh,
Hey, with Rasta Bob coming on, you'll be about the same 8-hour episodes as he's got. So
Yeah. No, I already.
It was almost a deer video last night with that shit. I was like, that close. I was like, no.
I'm glad you saved it for the rabbit hole, and we could catch it here live. Only for the few who've braved this glorious rabbit hole all the way to the fucking very end.
Yeah, no shit.
It's been a good one, man. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
I'm having fun, man. I got 11% on my phone, and I've been switching headphones until they die or my fucking light turns off on me, or I pass out. One or the other is gonna happen eventually.
Be a good start to the week, laughing this month.
I'm like my cheeks. I've been smiling so hard; they're like aching from smiling so hard over here, which is always a good sign, man. So having fun for sure.
Cool, man. Peace out, guys.
Later. Have a good one, Smiley. It's the two of us.
Oh, it's been a minute since we've been one-on-one, my friend.
It has been. Usually like at the very beginning of a rabbit hole for a few seconds here and there.
Right on. By now, Cherry Pie has cleaned your clock a little bit. And you've been on par tonight. Jack's been no joke tonight. If you've watched this episode, man, I think he smoked more tonight than I've ever seen you smoke.
I'm token strong. I've been enjoying this flavor over here. This gelinade. I've got you didn't see me take down a bunch of cannabis oil off camera, which is getting me to that level that I needed to be at. And I don't know, man. I just been having a good time with the community. And this is like after doing my 2 hours earlier on growing with my fellow growers. I feel like I'm pulling a Spartan grown right now, going from one show to the next show. But I think
Great
there's something fun
episode,
about that.
by the way.
Thank you. Always a fun
Yours
time
is
with those
about.
guys.
I always catch your show. Here's the only one that I make sure I catch out of the week. Some of them I catch here and there, but yours, I don't miss yours. I'm always there if I'm not in chat. Sometimes anymore because of things. I pull in a towel once in a while. I'm just lurking. But
I see you in chat
I'm
most of
always
the time,
there.
actually. I'm trying to make a better habit of shouting out the people that are like regulars that I see all the time and actually like saying their names on the thing. I gave you a shout out at the end of the show or towards the end there. And Canna Queen and the Bros. Because, I mean, Spartan's going there. He was on our show. And they're some of the first guys I started doing podcasts with. And they're actually probably, I found you on like episode 2 of the Bro Show. So I'm thankful for that. Definitely looking back at things. And I'm just happy for the whole cannabis community and seeing it grow, move in the right direction. As the cannabis lawyer talked about earlier, Pop Brothers at Law, they were saying, and I'm not even as old as the two of you guys, but in my lifetime, I never would have thought things would be as legal as they are today. And in so many states, 47. If you would have told me that like it might be potentially federally legal, like in sometime in the next few years, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. It's not going to happen in our lifetime. Like they've been saying that since the 70s, right? So it's like, I never had much hope, but it's crazy to see we've really gotten closer and closer. But I don't necessarily think like legal's perfect or the great thing. I wish we would just federally decriminalize it. That's my biggest problem is like, I don't think anyone should go to prison for non-violent cannabis crime.
I'm looking forward to where cannabis goes in the future. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the offshoots of things are going to take off. Like I said a long time ago, like the studies in the soil, it's not just going to benefit cannabis. I think a lot of the money from research, from trying to push as much out of the soil that they can get, will benefit, a lot of other industries as well. Hopefully in a good way. Hopefully it's taking them down the organic route, showing them that they can produce at scale, the same amount of tomatoes and everything else that they were producing, hydroponically. Hopefully this will teach we can do it the right way and put some nutrient dense food back onto the shelves the way it should be, flat out. You know what I mean? And hopefully
Or
will
capture
just
like
cannabis
CO2.
industry.
Like cannabis, like and hemp being grown, that's capturing CO2. And Sync Angel, Zenthanol, he's been on this show, Matt Matthew, our bug guy, he actually told me about something called suberin, Suberin, which is like, it's like a kind of cork-like material in certain trees and plants. But there are breeders out there that are breeding plants that are high in suberin because that cork brings more CO2 out of the atmosphere than like any other material that we can grow. So if you could get like a high suberin cannabis strain, whether it's cannabis or hemp, you could literally help reverse global warming or climate change. And I think that there's just so much potential that people got to believe in stuff that hasn't happened before, because like you can literally make things happen that have never happened. That's the beauty of like, there are inventors out there who made things that never before existed. So I think everybody just has to believe in like, there is a world beyond this one that we're in right now, and we can like make a better tomorrow and future if we have the belief in ourselves and ability to be creative and follow those dreams and sometimes chase down those crazy thoughts. They might not always work, but sometimes it might be the fucking thing that changes the world. We all have that potential though. I really believe that.
I just had a crazy thought and fucking it's weird that you say that, Jack, 'cause I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, just waiting for my ends. You know what I mean? But I was having a crazy thought as you was saying that. The crazy thought was that Autoflowers are going to fucking save the Midwest cannabis industry. You know what I mean? Okay. And, wrap your mind around that. And I was thinking about that. My mind works in such weird ways, and it like spun around in a quick circle there. Because I thought I was thinking that, and I thought about, for some reason I've been quite stuck on Oklahoma. I don't know if it's just fucking calling me or what. But, even when I've talked to a couple of them guys there, I've asked about, because they've had such a good area for farming. They're known for farming. It'd be a good industry for cannabis there. But unfortunately, they do have that's fucking Tornado Alley, right? So now you think about that. You got a bunch of people out there that, this year and maybe next year that are going to go out there and put them photos out there. If they go out there and do that, tornado season comes, heaven forbid, we get a bad one, they take a bunch of shit, it goes out. That could take out a lot of people, season one. So now what do you think about that? Now, it being a good region to grow, but you could plan around it with autos. You could almost, you know what I mean, have that fucking first harvest come in right before the known tornado season. Harvest them in right before that time period comes in, and then set up and go again just after and finish out. So get two crops planted around the season.
I was
That's what I thought,
honestly,
and then just like we're 1 second.
No, that's honestly, I've been thinking a little bit about autoflowers recently myself. I've never grown one yet. I was gifted a pack of like 4 or 5 different like 1 or 2 seeds of Mephistos, which are like pretty highly praised. My buddy sent me some samples over the past few years that were autoflower, and a few of them I actually would say, like, if you handed this to 9 out of 10 people, they'd think it's a photo period. They'd never have any idea that it was an autoflower. It smoked strong enough and looked frosty enough and had great bag appeal, etc. And my wife just recently like brought home some 3 Bears OG, which was autoflower concentrate. And for kind of like how I was on the herbs now, for a long time I was like, oh, fucking autos, because I smoked low rider. It was terrible. It didn't get me very high. My buddy sent me a blackberry, which was literally the same color as the purple Bic lighter. It was so beautiful, like one of the most amazing looking nuts. It was autoflower, but it actually kind of looked frosty. It had nice orange hairs. Bust it up, smoke it. You'd have to smoke 2 grams of it to feel any kind of buzz. I think there might be some CBD in there or something, but it just doesn't. It never did it for me. But when he sent me like the Forgotten Cookies from Mephisto, Alien versus Triangle, Humboldt Seeds, he had the OG Kush and Bubba Kush autos. They both smacked. Like they hit hard as fuck. Like just like I would want from a photo. Like, and because he grew it well, it was actually better than some photo period growers I've had it from that maybe didn't do it as well. So it's amazing to see autos And 2020 Mendocino just teased to me he's going to be giving out some free autoflower seeds. He just sent me like a little flyer. We're going to be advertising for him, hopefully to help him get his word out there. It's like the free seed giveaway he does once a year. And he's got some autoflowers he's been working on.
Just wanted to say cheers to Light Up Again Tim and Go From Me Heart podcast. And who else just came in? My bad. Who else just came in? One other person.
We shouted out Rasta Jeff earlier tonight. We were saying, we were talking about jokingly with smoke offs that you never want to challenge a Rasta to a smoke off, because the 8-hour episode, if anybody watched with the fucking Rasta Bob killing it with Eagle, smoking it for 8 hours straight, and he smoked himself sober. And we were talking about you, Rasta Jeff, how you can take probably the fattest dabs, and no one wants to get in a dab off with you if they're being serious with themselves, because you take some pretty massive dabs and still maintain a pretty functional podcast and great shows and lives and everything like that. So shout out for him. I'm happy to see him in the chat. He's got some fire genetics. Shout out to Irie Genetics. A lot of people are growing them. I've got a few on my wish list. Hopefully we're going to be growing some next April at our greenhouse. I recommended some to my boss, and I think he got the packs. So.
Oh yeah, the Major General 420 Army there was the other one that popped in. Much respect to you, brother. And
He'll be happy to know.
Bill Sid, I thought Bill Sid's comment in chat was pretty kind of funny too, but pretty awesome if you think about it. He was saying, what if the tornado hit there and flung seeds for miles, kind of Mother Nature's fucking seed spreader and shit. That'd be pretty awesome to see seeds everywhere, cannabis growing. Wow, that'd be pretty awesome.
Birds do a pretty good job when they eat the seeded outdoor crops, flying around, shitting it out. But I think it'd be tough. I wonder if they'd live through the tornadoes or hurricanes and shit like that. It'd be cool to see them spread all over wild, though. Some parts of the Midwest are like that, with like the hemp and stuff, where it just kind of grows wild, and it costs them too much money to get rid of it, so they just kind of let it grow and die, and they don't really manage certain spots each year.
It could happen. Do you think that's how like some fucking crops could get fucked up? Same process, just one get picked up, dropped in another field, because it wouldn't have to be this season. It could be just dropped and necessarily didn't germ, got covered under deep for one reason or another, and got tilled up to a decent depth the next season and came up, Mr. Mail.
You're right. No, it could be. That's honestly a possibility. Nature finds a way. Crazy enough. I've heard of crazier shit happening. I really do think, though, Autoflowers, as much as I'm not going to be the one making the seeds, just like Feminized, I'm not going to be the one doing it. But they're definitely going to be out there. People are going to be making them more and more. It's higher in demand than ever. It seems like when you look at certain seed banks, that's like a big portion of what they carry and what people are begging for. I really just call me a traditional, and I know you're this way a little bit yourself. I like regular photo period. I like finding the males from the females, and if I wanted to, I can take a male and hit it to the female and make my own seeds with no reversal spray, no nothing. Just like, I don't know, traditional cannabis plant breeding or pollen chucking, whatever you want to call it.
It's going to be a weird thing. I think it's definitely going to be regional. It's going to be a regional thing for sure. I think like Cali will fucking have photos down there. I think like Texas, Arizona regions could get away with some outdoors down there. I think down like in the central though, I think like we discussed because of the weather, I think they'll end up that'll be like an auto region. And I think same thing down there with Florida. Even though they've got the nice weather, they've got more of a shittier chance for hurricanes and shit. And because of that, I think they'll take autos down there.
Yeah, just that heavy rainy season. If you can avoid getting it in there before bud rot and mold, or even just get some of these autos that are extremely resistant to certain outdoor conditions. Like some of them are going to be bred to withstand bud rot, mold, mildew, whatever. Just be a fucking tank outdoor and guarantee I'm going to produce, I don't know, 1/4 pound off each plant or half pound off each plant or something like that.
You know, that's the way I'd like to see a lot of the cannabis grown. It's got nothing to do with lights or, you know, where we're at in the phase of indoor growing. I just think it's more the way we should go. I mean, if we're going to grow tons and tons of cannabis, so they shouldn't be powered by lights or, you know what I mean? We shouldn't be changing bulbs all the time. We should be in trying to figure out ways to do it outdoors, you know, either with fucking autos or, like I said, in regions with photos or in greenhouses somehow, you know what I mean? But then again, do we want parking lots for the glass buildings? Is that any much better? I don't know.
If you can keep the cost down with like solar regenerative energy, I personally think craft will be done at scale in greenhouse, some with mixed light, some just greenhouse in the proper climates that just produce really well in certain seasons. But I think the best stuff will be mixed light greenhouses, and then the most budget conscious but still quality will be outdoor in the future. Ooh, that was a big puff.
I'm just excited all the way around to see where it's going to go.
You and me both. I think there's talented people with autos and femmes. Like, I will say I've grown a femme that I really enjoyed, and it was a female. I had no herm issues. So I have faith that there are people making good feminized seeds out there. I want to give a shout out to Brothers Grimm. I want to give probably another shout out to Rasta Jeff. He makes femmes, and I don't hear anybody complaining about his feminized gear. I actually see people loving his feminized gear. So, and also Humboldt Seed Company. They are the ones that Sungrown 707's been growing, are feminized from there. That raspberry truffle or something like that sounds amazing. And Nat Pennington, he does amazing work. He does huge hunts and picks out some really amazing plants. So it's cool to see that there is really large scale, creative, unique work being done by a good handful of people. There's definitely a lot of people pollen chucking and making a million strains and not testing them. But there's also people making really cool shit, new shit. And there's a lot of people going through the old shit too.
I give Rasta Jeff some fucking a whole lot of shout out and credit, man, for, you know, pulling out his own niche in this market, man. There's a fucking ton of breeders and shit, seeds being tossed. It's not easy to make your niche in this market right now, like, man. He's got I'm honestly surprised, and no discredit or anything. I know you're listening, Rasta Jeff, but, you know, no discredit for you. I'm honestly surprised how widespread the iRead genetics are. I'm not surprised, but I'm surprised and impressed, I should say, how widespread the genetics are, and people rave about them. You know what I mean? And it seemed like it just was like overnight. You know what I mean? Maybe it was like closed circle. You know what I mean? You know, that it snuck in under the radar. You know what I mean? Because
Tommy,
I was
though,
in my circle for so
from Detroit.
long.
Here's the quote for you, Eagle. Tommy from Detroit Nutrient Company said on this show, every overnight sensation is 10 years in the making. And I think that was the case with Rasta Jeff. He was putting in that time, and he wasn't on my radar. He wasn't on your radar, but he was out there giving out free packs and doing the pod. He has 500 episodes of his podcast. He's been doing it for years. And just recently, in the last few years, I think he's gotten the respect that he deserves for the work he put in. And it took him a while to establish that credibility. But once people started growing his stuff and seeing it was fire, and his stories that he's, you know, saying are legitimate, that this dude's, you know, got a good experience in Colorado with commercial facilities. He has some proven genetics. And I was happy to see that. I literally, over the past like 3 years or so that I've been on Instagram, since I got on the cannabis Instagram scene kind of thing, seeing his following expand hugely. I think like teaming up, I think with Dude Grows helped him a lot. Not to give them like credit for what he did, like, but I think getting exposure from different platforms. He is a very collaborative worker. He has people on his show. He's just a friendly guy and somebody that people want to collaborate with, both like for podcasts, but also with genetics or whatever. So I'm happy to see him have success. And there's so much space, like you said, he's got his niche. His people love his stuff, even like his shirts and stuff. Like he's got, and it's not like, it doesn't feel like sellout. Like people actually want the shirt because like they go well with the strains, and like the designs are very colorful, and like that's him. When you see him, like that's his personality. He's like kind of a upbeat, bright, kind of positive dude, and like his like stuff, kind of his brand, if you will, like makes sense. It all fits him. It's like only a brand because like it happens to be like, you know, he's putting stuff out there for people, but it's very genuine, and you can see that with him, and I appreciate that about him. So shout out Ross.
As I hear you, talk about it, and I realize it too, man. It makes me think of a lot of, my friend Subcool there, and them are a lot of the traits that, and in putting two and two together, I can see why he took off as fast, as it did for him. And like you said, it probably wasn't as fast, the work went in, but it's a lot of the traits that I did like. It was drawn in with the TGA bullshit. I sometimes use the terrible words to describe shit, but the TGA whatever circle there, was him actually. He backed his plants. He was showing his products. You know what I mean? Taking, if you had a problem, he was there to give you a little bit of advice on the genetics. And that's the same thing I think I have a lot of respect for Ross and Jeff for, is the same thing. Putting out his genetics and standing by him, putting out podcasts, week after week, telling you how to grow. Same thing as my buddy Sub there, willing to take in questions and give, great advice on how to grow his genetics. All things that I admired about Sub and his genetics. You know what I mean? There's a lot of companies at high times, you could see pictures and shit, but there was nobody like Sub in his grow room, shaking them plants, showing you how to grow those quads and fucking, you know what I mean?
One of a kind,
the
man.
thing
One of a kind.
Yeah, he was, you know what I mean? I loved, one of the things I dig about Sub was, he would be so firm in something, and then there would be times where he'd have to like go back and like, all right, kind of the old man kind of aspect of it all. What you got there?
This is some 710 Labs ice cream batter. Shout out 710 Labs. They make really quality stuff. And shout out to my buddy who gifted this to me, because he knew I was going through kind of a hard time, and it was very kind of him to the flower and a lot of the other stuff. I've got some of my own still from my last harvest, and I'm about to harvest some Kineos lights, but we got a 420 in 1 minute, and just want to shout out, 710 Labs. Got to find the photo here.
What I'm referring to there, shout out, and I'm gonna take a dab with you too. I'm gonna do some Purple Thumb, OG Purple's Punch. But was the main thing I think about was the whole light thing. Is the HPS big dick lights. Big dick lights. You remember them? The fucking LEDs, little dick lights. They fucking grubbing in my garden and shit. And then, as time goes on, we learn, who had LEDs in then dropping them HPSs, putting in some HPS or LEDs there. We all evolved, but
Yep.
It was a lot of us going, what about that big dick? You tuck that thing?
That's like Ross to Jeff. He always says, oh yeah, he's a great dude. Huge cock. Big dick. But I actually have some of the same lights Sub uses, those timber ones with the green heat sinks, the big cobs. And happy 420. I guess we could do a dab song. Cheers, everybody.
I'm looking for it. Yeah, he actually had the cannons in there too at one point.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Keith hooked him up early on with in Arizona with the fucking cannon. Shout out to Black Sail. I like that cat too. As far as creators and people go, people in the industry, He seems like a cool dude off camera and shit. He reminds me of a couple of friends I've got downstate. Hell yeah. Thank you, Sungrown 707. Fucking Rude Nuts 619. Kazoo's Glass. Kazoo. For pushing in. I shouldn't say pushing, ushering in the dab phase. I guess I asked for it. Putting out a fucking dab song every damn night. But it's here. Now, it's just a matter of time before I'm tearing something down to put in the press. As I sit there and make fun of my buddy for his big dick lights. I'm sure a lot of you will all be fucking doing the same thing about the dabs and the rosin press. As I'm squishing my fucking hash, you'll be like, I told you, motherfucker. I told you. But
That's the
I'm
beauty of
enough
it, man.
a man to go, I did. I'll take your comeuppance.
As you happily dab the fucking amazing hash rosin that you'll inevitably be pressing. You said one thing that really stuck with me though, and it's like Frenchie just makes this into a temple ball, and you never see his stuff pressed into rosin. Personally, I've had plenty of rosin. I've only had a few different temple balls. Every time I've had temple ball, it's like the top 5 hash of my whole life. Like it's always my favorite. So I think that it's a different effect. And if you like temple ball a lot, I do think you'll still probably have some of that, and you'll squish some of your hash, not like the peak stuff or whatever. Maybe you'll squish the stuff that is not as good of a grade, and it might turn into dabbable material.
I just think that something tells me you're not gonna fucking see Frenchie in his little workroom fucking in front of that rosin press, looking at Mrs. fucking Frenchie dabbing on that rosin, going, this would fucking kill me. This would kill my business right here, these fucking rosin dabs. No, he's sitting there enjoying that temple ball and that bubble ash, I believe.
I think you're right, and I'm sure he has access to plenty of the best, meltiest, 710 lab Percy rosin or whatever rosin he could make himself. But there's something about the temple ball that is special. I think it's partially the age thing, but I think it's also the decarboxylating or just pressing it into that ball and having it all kind of congeal into one thing. Just especially if you do like farmer's hash style, multiple strains into that one mix, and you get that one crazy ass ball. That's of late been my favorite kind of hash, is the farmer hash or whatever some people like to call it, where you mix all the strains and all the bags, whatever. I do 45 to 160 and press it all into one big ball.
What a great fucking journey, though. And I would love to get him on. I've asked him to come on a couple of times. I honestly don't know what the holdup is, because I've actually talked to him firsthand. And he's like, yeah. And then somehow he's like, okay, DM, madam. And I DM madam, and then I don't know what happens in translation. I don't know if she's not game with the name of the show or what, but man, because I've even went back and forth. I from one to the other, I'm like, hey, things are picking up, I'd try to get you back on. I thought we had a deal. I'm like, I thought we had a deal. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I think it would be good. It'd be awesome. What a fucking gig, though, to travel across the country, across the world, just kind of show up and fucking all these cannabis fields, and you'd be like, all right, I'll make you some hash. and I'm gonna keep the best part and bounce. And you're gonna feed me and take care of me the whole time I'm here, but you're gonna get some goods, I promise you. And still, deliver. But that knapsack that he's got from from traveling has gotta be just full of miracles of well-aged hash of, you know what I mean, just quality hash that he's picked up across the world. I'd love to get into that bag. That's got to be one amazing knapsack right there.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine. Especially during those times when he was traveling, like getting what he called the cream at every single place. And his story is a phenomenal one, and he would be great for this show. He came on the Cheap Home Grow actually a long time ago, and he did an episode, and I think he actually came on twice. But yeah, fascinating dude. I know he came on twice. He came on, Shane interviewed him with the questions I typed up, but Shane didn't really know too much about hash. So I wrote like 10 questions for him, and he got through most of them. And then he came back on and did Growing with My Fellow Growers, which was really awesome to actually like speak to him firsthand, like over video call. And I would love it if he came on here. Maybe I'll try and reach out to him. I don't know if I have any leverage, but the Cheap Home Grow might be a little like, hey, you should go on this show. He came on our show, and we're friends of that show. Give him a little nudge.
I appreciate that. I've gotten more than a few nudges from a few people for some great guests. Lemon Hoko has nudged a few great people to me. Like I've said
Amazing.
many times, there's been this, I get a lot of credit for doing this, but man, realistically, a lot of people help out with this. There's a lot of fucking, you want to check this person out, fucking, you want to do this. It isn't all me. I'm networking and putting things together and showing up. I appreciate. That's why seriously, the shout outs is like one of the portions that I don't cut, man. The other night I did it. Fucking things ran late. I wanted to do some shit, but I cut them out, and I hit end, and I was like, wow, this is fucking weird. You know what I mean? I didn't pay my dues for tonight, man. And
With that
that's
said,
kind of way.
it's that time. I've got you 8 minutes past your hour, or maybe it's not 4:20. Is it 3:20 there?
Yeah, it's 3:20 here.
Oh, okay.
But
I
if
was
you
gonna
want to
say, well,
bounce, we're good.
I was gonna say I'm actually gonna be checking out. I was gonna let you get into those shout outs because I know you got work to be done, and I'm actually getting towards the end of my rope. I know I don't have an early morning. I get to sleep in tomorrow, thankfully, but getting back on the horse in the afternoon and evening with work, and finishing up some editing on the book tomorrow morning with the time that I do have, and I'll have it finished by the end of the week and get everything all priced out for everybody. So I'm just excited to do that. I probably will do like a free ebook. You could pay if you want for the ebook or whatever, but I know it's a hard time for a lot of people with the pandemic, so I could personally email you the digital copy if you can't afford. But I think I'm gonna do like a $1 option is like the cheapest if you want to like pay something, and then do like a 420, 710, like $10 or something for the ebook if people want to pay. And then maybe have that if you do any sort of amount like that. Maybe when the audiobook is ready, you'll get the audiobook because that's not quite ready yet, but
So
it'll be
before you
coming.
go, I don't know. Do you want my idea on air or
Let's hear it.
off air
I
for
always
the
do.
sequel?
Let's hear it.
Well, we
I don't care.
were
On
shooting
air.
you some ideas there in the beginning there, and I had one to give you, but I didn't get things just kept going. So this
Yeah.
is in the shade in the whole idea with the 50 shades. You know
Mm.
what I mean? You got your colors, but when the theme of the 50 shades, it needs to be 50 shades of like training. You need to like have some that are like all low stressed and tied down and the scrog, and you know what I mean? The
Yep.
50 methods of training and shit. Yeah, something like that.
That's a good idea for a sequel someday. I like it. I'm a big a fan of training. I like the bonsai stuff. I like there's a guy, Light Addict. He calls it fluxing. He has a guide on both grafting mothers to have, like, 10 moms on the same one plant or whatever. But also he trains his plants like out super wide and low if you're in a tiny grow space, and that's the only way you can pull something off. I've got a definitely deep appreciation for training of the cannabis plant, so that'll be a future book. I really just love the history because a lot of people understand the training and it is beautiful and I appreciate it, but so much of the history has been like deleted or burned. Each summer, like they would, or after harvest each year, they'd burn up their notes from that past year so they wouldn't get masterminding charges or whatever. Some wouldn't even keep any notes because they were paranoid or got busted in the past for having notes. So now that we're in more of a open and legal territory and we can talk about these things and put them on paper, it's nice to document what I know. And the beauty of it is, if something's off, I'm even going to be open to that. Like, version 2.0 or the ebook will get updated over time, and it's like, that's the print one, volume one, version one. And everybody makes mistakes, and I'm open to hearing what people think about what I had to put out there. So I put a lot of research into it, and a lot of my personal experience is going into it. And I think if nothing else, it'll just be a fun book to flip through on your coffee table. You got some bud porn and some information. And if you have anybody who likes cannabis, it's fun to flip through and learn a bit about how long it takes to flower, what it smells like, what cannabinoids or terpenes might be in there that make it special. And so I think people are going to enjoy it. And that's really why I'm doing it. This isn't like a financially motivated thing. I just have really wanted to do something like this for a long time. And it's really in honor of Subcool in a way, because he's in the foreword of the book, and he really heavily inspired with the Dank and the Dank 2.0. His authorship, how he wrote, the photography. I used some of his photography. I mean, I hate to say it, but I know he's not going to sue me. Like, it wasn't copyrighted or whatever. And even if he did, I'm using it in fair use. Both I'm like critiquing and evaluating the bud, and I'm also using educational purposes. It's not like it's legal to use things like that for education. And that's what I'm doing. I'm teaching people about the strains and furthering the education. And I think, if anything, all the people that are featured are going to be happy because I'm advertising for them. I'm pushing more people to buy their seeds, buy their strains, grow their stuff, try it out. I put 50 people that I enjoyed. I'm not doing one of the strains that I hate. It's like 50 strains that I enjoyed that are awesome and unique. And I appreciate the breeders. So people will have a nice selection of stuff when it comes out to have information on and feel confident in my opinion.
In my opinion, they should be grateful that you're doing your part to help immortalize them, if you will, for a little bit longer. So I appreciate it.
And I honestly think he would, even if he was still here. I don't think he would have any problem. He's a marketing genius. He would have realized, oh man, that's going to sell me more seeds. That's going to make my name more widespread and more well-known and more, reputable. And if people look at me with any sort of recognition for the history, and some people have literally begged me and asked me for this stuff. And if you get put in one of those 50, I think, like, if a breeder had a big problem with it, I'd just pull them. There's another 100 strains behind them. So it's like, if you're going to have a big problem with it, I'll literally just pull you out of the book and you're not going to get any free press from it. So it's like, that's the way I feel about it. I'm trying to promote everybody and make positive and push forward good things in the community.
He was definitely that dude. And I can attest to that. I mean, that's where me and him, I gave him a lot of props, man. And he always said that, it was always in the name of some of that shit, eating the shit online in the name of publicity there. And one good example was fucking Dan, the Green Thumb Dan. I know I'm saying this wrong. I'm fucking do you know who I'm talking about?
Like Danny Boy, the one who died?
No. He's the East Coast breeder. He had big man Dan or something. Big Dank Man Dan. No.
Oh.
Oh yeah. He put out like a ton of videos, snakes, about snakes. Cool dude. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. Cool dude. I learned a lot from him, you know, throughout the years. His breeding, you know, how to grow, his techniques and shit, and much respect to Big Man Dan. I think that's it. And
Pioneer, I think.
much
Early
respect,
days.
Dan's big green thumb. Thank you for 2420. And so I did learn a lot from him. And he disappeared for a while. Okay, he disappeared. I don't know. I've heard some shit. Why these days doing this? Why? But he came back onto the scene there, and he was started talking some smack about you know breeders. And I fucking flat out, this is one thing you can fucking bet on me. If you've got a friend in me, and I call you a friend, if I see somebody dragging you out in public, I may punch somebody's teeth out in your name. And that was kind of the fucking deal there, man. He called some out fucking about breeding and shit. And me and that cat went back and forth and in the comments of his video. I mean, round and round and round. And he came back and made a fucking video about me the next day and shit. Talking all that shit. And I fucking, I even went to sub. I'm like, dude, you're fucking, he was, because Dan was growing out his flower. I want to say it was like sangria or something like that. And Sub was reposting the fucking pictures of it during this process. And I'm like, dude, he just made a video talking shit about your breeder and you're reposting his pics. I mean, granted, they were fucking great pics. He's like, yeah, but the dude's fucking got how many fucking followers, and he's just reposting my strain. It's fucking, it's good. It's good. No matter if it's in hate or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm reposting his shit, but he's still reposting my shot. It's a great fucking shot. I'm like, whatever. All in the name of marketing. But yeah, I actually did. There's a couple episodes where me and Dan went back and forth, and I've got tons of respect for the dude, man. As far as growing and the person and shit, he's just happened to call out a friend of mine and shit. And I was like, man, I ain't fucking standing for that shit.
When you've personally seen Sub's gear, because one, like, you were kind of a little bit less partial because, like, as a distributor, you didn't make the seeds yourself. You were just giving them to people in the good faith that, they were what he had advertised to you, and you saw a lot of people get exactly what they wanted. So you'd seen them time after time have good luck with a handful of strains that you ran yourself and personally tested more than he grew or tested himself. He said it himself. So, I mean, you had good place to stand from and say, like, you know what, this shit's good. So you're going to duke it out with them in the comments. That said, I'm having a hard time stringing words together. I'm definitely well medicated. I took my way into
again, one last thing before you go. It's their attitude right there, that karma threw those girls in my lap, and fucking those girls were out of conscious and shit, man. It took me a few years. I was like, I don't even know where it came from. All of a sudden, I'm like tearing up at fucking cartoon movies while I'm holding them and shit. Those girls, karma.
my wife, man. My wife is the same way. She brought out the softer side in me, and I think it's a good thing. We should all have that range of emotions in life.
I
think
was grateful. I couldn't. There's no way I could have kept going like this shit. No way.
Yep.
I tell them that all the time. Not all the time. Just in special moments, because otherwise I shouldn't go to their heads if I told them that all the time. But I am definitely grateful for each and every one of them. I gave something up for everybody except for Courtney. For Brittany, I gave up alcohol, which was a crazy road and aspect of my life. At that point, I was drinking a lot. And Courtney or Lexi, I gave up tobacco. Courtney, there was nothing left. I just had cannabis. But all of which, the alcohol, the tobacco were killing me and took me down a crazy road. All in all, them girls saved my life, and I'm grateful for them. So, and thank you for letting me say that, Jack. Hanging out long enough for me to say that, brother.
No, honestly, and I know that, and that's why earlier I said I can't even imagine if I met you before you had your daughters, because imagining you as somebody who drank, it's like I know you as the eagle who's growing his own, who's a caregiver, who has been in the cannabis thing for 20 years. So like before you had kids, that was none of who you were. So like this is a whole big part of your life that like didn't even exist before the kids. So I'm actually, I hate to say it, I'm glad I met you when I did. Our paths crossed at the right time, because I think we're both on a path that we're really happy with, and we're going to continue forward with for many years to come.
I couldn't be any prouder to be doing what I'm doing right now, Jack.
I feel the
know
exact
you
same
are
way.
too, brother.
Hey,
Cheers.
have a great night, man. And thank you everyone in the chat for having me. Much love, everybody. I'll catch you on the next one soon.
Have a
Peace.
good one, Jack. Always an honor, my friend. And they're right. It's a good place to end it. Time to get the shout outs and try to get some shit done tonight. I'm just reading some comments. That's right. You do have to look back. They're all lessons learned. Some of them hard, some of them easy. But some things that you can't learn in school, sometimes only things can only be learned in time. That's what I can say about that. And I've learned a lot in my journey, and some of it I hope to pass on. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Always an honor hanging out with you guys every night. This amazing Sunday night. It's been a fun rabbit hole. It's been a fun rabbit hole tonight. I haven't even seen how much. 70 people watching right now. That can't be right. You guys are pretty damn awesome. Listening in, hanging out. I thank you guys very much. Very, very much. It can't be alright. I gotta refresh this page. Get some music going for these shout outs. YouTube will bear with me. Get back to 69. You guys are awesome, man. Hanging out on a Sunday night. 56 thumbs up. Amazing. I don't even care about them thumbs down anymore. Thumbs down that shit all you want. You're not gonna bring me down. No ways, no hows. See what we can find to rock out on while we get out. I know one song. I'll play this one from my friend Johnny Kennedy. Where'd you go? I do like having things more hooked to one computer. Still got some upgrades I want to make here, but definitely like the setup I have right now. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy. You guys remember Ren and Simpy? Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy. All right. I'll probably get in trouble for this one, but it's still worth it. If I have to, I'll scrub it out. Kind of matches the mood. I gotta drink some juice. Good stuff. Some apple cranberry. Can't show the brand. Right? Here we go. Here you guys go. I see you guys bailing, but I'm still doing your shout outs. 311 mix up. Kinder Grows. Oh, I think I might have to. I gotta pause this one. Yep. And then I've got to step. There we go. Kinder Grows, Evergreen, G's, Friends, Tree, MMJ, Matt S, Save Vault, Dragonfly B, Justin Meds, Travis Wells, Unlikely, 198, 96, Eric Ferguson, Seattle's Chronic Seeds, King Chronic Titan, Shango Gas, Web Asshole for Life, John Smith, Tommy Tricombs, Boca King, Raz, Pop Little, Slow Roll, Spiky Pilot, Oscar Green Jr., Matt Steelbird, Indo 11, Stephanie B, Shark Pulley 989, Von Braun, Sovereign Garden, Stoner Nation 420, Tommy Tricombs, Joey Y, Bugs 1, 313 Grower, Painted Lady, Frank Booth, Jay Myers, Submit to Chat, Mr. Randy D, Bag Seed, Dr. DGC, Jeff, Shredder 911, Dutch Grows 420, Scallywag 420, Abolish Mrs. C, Skillball 1, Metagrower 1, Empire Breeding Co. Growly, Lost Leaf, Liam Mass, Danny Danko, B Bear 7, Ollie Noble, CK, Tom Trinidad, Loney Jester, Smoking in the Small Town, Times, Mr. Lazy, Rafter Grows, Rob, Automation is Freebird, Robert Hazelton, Drawer Michigan Quarry, Double Tap, Mr. Green Thumb 420, 808 Rooting Prospects, Canada Bus Driver, Hating Lives, Kenny 710, Operation Grows, T Ben, TM 42696, Rudnut 619, thanks again, brother. Dr. Scrambles, VV Moonrocks, GHF Double J, Bio Green, Stealth Grower 56, Hanky Stanky 420, OG KP, Ganja Nana Your Mama, Ganja or Joja, Joe Roy Rodriguez, B Growing, Bit Nature's Best Snugs, Killer B Grows, I seen you tonight, Ganja Wizard, Husky Grows, or Husky Gardens, Nut Tree 420, Dr. Ooh, Soil Life 420, Bully Life, Bully for Life, the Jeffro 420, Beavis 698, Dr. Franklin Booty, Goddamn I'm Big, Ted's Test, the Riffin' Fat Boy, Dr. Jack Greenstock, thank you very much, brother, for hanging out tonight. 420, Spartan Grown, Booms Farm, Charlie's Farm 420, Aldridge 25, Smiley's Gardens, thank you, brother. Much respect to you as well. JD's, These Nugs, we miss you. Smoke and Grow Frazier, Grow Koski, Twisted Roots, Faded Farmer 420, Jeff Jarowski, Genetic Memory Farms, or the Foraging Gardener, I believe that's one and the same. Evolve 420, Cameron, Mr. Bagsy, Jill Carter, Mystic Marks, Mystic Grower, I Kill, DT, Ginger Snaps, DTE, Rose, Rick Wolf, DLP 2372, Nen Denver, Mike Denver, Sergeant Pepper 420, Kenna Trooper, Sequence 3. I wonder why I killed that video right there as quick, man. I bet you that was copyright right there. Just smacked right down. Maybe I shouldn't play no more of that. No more God music, huh? That's scary. Ugh. Let's see here. Gotta find a new song. I think YouTube plug on that one. Too bad it was a good one. The Riffin' Fat Boy. Jack Greenstock 420. I already know I got these. Spartan Grown. Come on, go back to my playlist. There we go. Oh, too far. What are you going? I'm gonna play it again. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. How you play it? When the world is crumbling, well, I guess that's the best I can do with that. I can't even see chat right now. Aldridge 25, Charlie Farm 420, Smiley's Garden, JD's, Misty's Nugs. I got a lot of these. Twisted Roots, Grow Koski, Faded Farm 420, Jeff Jarowski, Genetic Memory Farms, Evolved 420, Cameron, Mr. Bagsy, Jill Carter, Mystic Marks, Mystic Grower, I Kill, TW, Ginger Snaps, DTE, Grows A, Rick Wolf, GLP 2372. Gotta love live TV, right? Gotta love it. I'm gonna go with some shit that I just know ain't gonna get me in trouble. At least for now. Ned and Mike Denver, Sergeant Pepper 420, the Cannon Trooper, Sequence 3, Blind Cat 420, Light Up Again Tim, UKSIF 420, Buddha Boy, Devin Shipwreck, Medical MJ, Budsville, USA, Resurrection Prophet, Chris Martinez, Tara Wilson, Dankman 420, Dankman Dan, Red Setter Farms, Good Life, Johnny Bell, Chicha B, the most hated grower, the Major General 420 Army, the American One, W Digger 714, Sharate, Kineos Genetics, Mountain Skies, ready, hit that hot fire, Chris Mertz, what's up, brother? Miss your robot. Ian, Save Robbie, Sergeant Live, Pepper Fade Cam, Finger Leagues, Finest Ridge Patch, Dozer Man, Southern BT Grower, Choose Medical, Jerry Bear, Plus One Medical, Secret City Pioneers, My Little Tent, 2042 Spacewalker, Christian Tree Monk, T. Barrington, Heart and Soul, Grown, Mike B, T. Dwayne, East Coast Will, Heidi Day, Galactic Gardens, John Smith, Elliptus, My Natural Farms, Pacific Northwest Seeds, Rastakaya Paul, that is, Lemon Hoko, Trent, Rita's Juicy Life, the Richard 420 Gramps Manual, Mari Bonds, and Sammy Sizzle, 81, 9-inch Colas, Chris Mo, DK Trades, Vision Creators, Guru, The Kind Brew, Canadian Canna, Nation J Wire, and Dan the Indoor Man, Grow Me Homies, Hamilton Grown, Clip Smokes, Keystone Canna Flag, PA, Big High 710, Eugene Greenleaf, Ace Drew Hustle, Fred Don Carlos, North Arizona, Beer Grow 420, No Sellout, Jesse White, Gostain Yeti, Introvert, Zoso J, Vixen Robin, Mr. Killer 8 Mo, Cam Wood, James Buttercream, C-Dub from NorCal, the Farmery Seed Bank, Deadhead, Smokey 616, Curtis Mahan, Matt Myron, Morte, Rick Heyman, Stephanie Dorr, Antenna Seeds, Vapcarious 5K, that is, Mike Rubles, the Drew Bear 420, Maxi 751, the Lawrence Gonzalez, sorry Lawrence, Slow to Get Up, Slow Move, Stu Move, Papa Code 719, Bake with Shake, baby, Old Smoke, PWC Grown, Laura Walsh, Mr. Blunt, Mr. Weed Blunt, Old Smoke, old school grower, sorry, nutrient shootouts. Chad Westport will be here in a few days. Hacho Grown, Floor Nugs, My Little Piece of Heaven, Pungent Sound Seeds, Goliath Grower. I think we need to get you on. Richard T, Chrissy Wannabe, Mr. Soul, Food Spectrum, Gone God, Lori Hanson, Real 2,000 Years of Tradition, Mr. D. Conley, Pimp Jam McBodie Face, Show Me Sasquatch, Fuck Google and You, I'm Going Whale, Canadian Restore, Dirt Road, Poor Dirt Farmer, Carl Wright, Zeffner, Humble Farms, Tannery Farm, Seldom Seen, Oak Park Garden Tale 9782, Skunky Packs, Martial Artist 2012, Micro Slave Hefner, Daniel McDizzle, Medically Fit, KGB, Robert Greenfingers, fucking Thomas, Rancho Costa Plenty, Milky Balls, Andrew Champlin, Bobby Lynn Means, French Digger, Mr. Mac, Tonya Like Baloney, Bill S., Wee Peace, Tater Delicious, Minty, Country Roots, Here on Fire Genetics, Earth Creeper, Billy, Big Ray 420, Teeny Weeny 101, Buds and Hazards, Mr. Club 14, Bearded B-Man Farms, 616, All Up North, Max Kroom and Ruby, Timothy McKimmis, Neo, Justin Beans, Chronic 88, Fat Belly, Real, Jennifer Steele, Cannabis 03, Turk Farmer, Shannon Stevens, Carlitos Latinos, Gator Country, Mr. Speed, Wolfstein Firestone, Wooly Wookie, The Goddess Grows, Rasta Bob, White Feather, Grown, Burning Shrooms, Tone Grossing, Caveman Grows, BX Gunner 81, Smith Dude, New Grows, Sean McCann, Jay Munn, Stink Agenda, Wawa Can Dog, Fall Dog, Huron Cannabis Counter, Alyssa Parrish, Rock Fam, Justice Mick, 420 Bin, Fresh Gold, Thriving Herbs, High Boy, Your Mailman Grows, We Be Growing, Australian Grown, Love for the Plant, Argo American, Smart Poker, Unfrozen Caveman, Hawaii's Highest, Surfcraft, Micro Goon, Jeff Lowenfels, Mobius Grows, Jake, Brownies, Dank Deed, Elliot Harkins, Mystic Flavor, The Foraging Gardener, Genetic Memory Farms, I believe. Overwater, Overkill, Seattle Steve, Shadow Warrior, Valley Green 514, Amelia Jensen, Oz Indica, Dr. MJ Coco, Brandon Russ, Matthew Gates, Deez Bags, Drone Star, Shotgun Willie, Dank Yoda, Jay Simmons, Bro Gross, Clackamas Coot, DJ Conley, Aaron the Grower, that is ATG. Late 1978, Michigan Grown Buds, Yo Boy Roy Boy, Delta 9, J. McDaniels, Clackamas 420, Stinky Colas, Dylan Steinford, PFC Farms, Husky Garden, Sungrown 707, J8 Dro, J420, Cascadian Grown, T-Tones McGee, Four Plants A, Overwater, Overkill, Weedworks, Captain Scrog, Skunky Buns, Hans Warrior, Jackie Young, Terry Lee Live, Gasser Tempe, Annie N, D Urge, Green Jr., Leon from All Purpose Plus, Green Goose, 11 Smiles 11, Bindu Buds, Micro Rasa Grows, T House of Dank, Mama Law 710, Scarecrow 420, Green Thumb Bum for no 420, just Green Thumb Bum. Christina MG89, Unplugged 705, Medical McGullicuddy, Rick T, the Rebel, the 9207, Fabian Salinas, Dave's not here, Tom Spoot, Grain Walker, Mendo Dope, T Dog, Dung Beetle, Red Eye Jedi Grows, Mother Nature, Justin Conway, Duckweed, Red Eye, Run Boy 7426, Justin Goodert, Strongman, Okie Grower 75, Corey Trevor, Michael Wallace, Low Vision 420. Who's your cat daddy? Taco Don Slug. Let's see what's next here. Mo Vision 420. Who's your cat daddy? Taco Don Slug. Rick S. In the Bushes 827G. James Simmons. Kevin Hahn. World's Last Hope. Pat's Fan 420. Biometric. Dirt Road Dude. Kana Shiva. Jose Ramirez. Red Eye Rustler. Dab Goblin. Dr. Buzz Lightyear. 710 Canuck. Canna Queen Genetics was on tonight. Canna 9 o'clock on Sundays. Sabby Tanazi, Fumador, Dirtman Dan, Keith Black Sales, Mr. Bacillus, Zen Premium Gardens, Rasta Bob, Rasta Jeff. Of course, that is the EO crew. Thursdays, 9 o'clock. If you didn't know, you should be checking this shit out. Good job. What we got here? Soil Roots. Small Tubes, Tyler, Frosty Buds, North Michigan Micro, Ouija Buds, Dub T Roy, Big Jar Grows, JC, Modern Genetics, SoCal Weed Nerd, John Lads, PPJ15, Green County Growers, CJ Apple, Perfectly Imperfected, Dollar Tree Growers, T1 Productions, Dank Grower, DOA Grown Meds. Oh, shout out to you, brother. Hopefully you are doing well, my friend. Hopefully you are having a great weekend or beginning to the great week, man. Miss Nudie Grows, I grew some. Miss Nudie Grows, that's Geneva Eats Weed on YouTube. I grew some. Shout out, much respect to you, brother. Johnny Caniseed, much respect to you as well. Nutrient Shootouts, Naughty Nicky, Zoe and Slammer, Pixel Monkey, St. Bernard's Observation Booth, Clover 420, and Titan. All weed nerds that I can vouch for. And for that, I've got much respect for them all. Some of them, St. Bernard, Pixel Monkey, Zoe and Slammer, Naughty Nicky. I remember you guys from way back, and I have tons of respect for your knowledge and just who you are. High Spy Aldrich 25, Miss Madam T, shout out to you. Hopefully you're having a good night's rest. Stu Moo, Mo Grower, the kind of crotch Loki grows. Cast, this guy 79 Burton was on Terry Lee Live the other day. Polish Hammer, Midwest Outlaws 31, Voodoo Ultras, Fresno Nerds, Cali Connections, Wolverine Grower, Big Jar Grows, Jimmy One for Life, Laid Way Back Farmer, T Block, MMP Nations Creations, Amber Lalana, Psychedelic Warlock, Artist LD, Sir Sticky, Rob, Big Dave 420, Brent Window, Big Ed 1961, Man of Wadi G3, The Green Click, JK Triple G, Mr. Sprinkler, Brittany, and Tyler Teasley. Hope Farms, Lisa G, John, Be Too Crazy for You, BG, WG, 420, Dr. Budswell, Purple Thumb OG, good morning. Shout out to you, brother. Hopefully, this is the beginning of amazing work for you, my friend. I'm enjoying the shit out of them extracts, man. Thank you, man. And, you know, I do appreciate all you guys. I really do. Have an amazing day, brother. From the bottom of my heart. I forgot where I left off here. Purple Thumb, where are you? Art Antro, Sensimilia, Mr. Sensimilia, and Antro, Arthro, however you want. However I should say it. Shout out to you guys. Just a Face 420, Beast Coast Grower 420 had an episode tonight. Pretty good show as well. Check him out, I guess, Sundays. Hopefully. Slur Howe, Trey Valone, keep it real. Hagerton 420, Seb Zeppelin, Audit Everywhere. BT Double D Grows. Bingus was here tonight, man. I really enjoy hanging out with Bingus, man. He's a good dude. Green Puffin, man. I love the way fate just steers good people into your path. Alex Boykachev, Chef Life, School of Crop, cause I love it. Green Mountain Grower, Southwest Okie Reels, 100, 212. Andy, man, I would like to get that episode, Miranda Family Farms, Paige Farmer, Me All Flower, Ryan Henderson, Green 13, New Sailboat Wind Kingdom, Aquaponics, Indra, Michigan Native, Mary Jane's Med Garden, Streamer 77 Double D, Bad Bunny Nutrients, Mr. Green Pots, Mr. Green Nugs, from 619 to 664, Spaniard Kruger, Jones into Grow, Papa G Grows, Raz Amy, Dro Grows, Cass, the Grow From Your Heart podcast, Ross and Jeff and those fire Irie Genetics was hanging out tonight. Shout out to you, brother, for all you and all you've done for this community. Lily Luna, the Green Men Flock, Jeremiah Miranda, Stony Creek, Lost Ark, Mr. No One, LG 420, Giant Mike, Prometheus Soil, Jason Iso, P. Wynn, David Colby, Mason 662, Scroggy McScroggin, Scroggington the Fourth, the Goddess Grows, and last but never least, our friend Wheaties 207. Shout out, brother. Thank you guys very much for hanging out this Sunday episode with me and the Pop Brothers, Craig from Pop Brothers Law, at Law, I should say it right. Great people over there. And again, with me, Smiley, Bingus. Who else was here? Oh, Jack Greenstock. And this one, I'm starting to write this down so I don't forget. Me, Jack, Ollie Noble, Green 13, Smiley. Sorry, guys, I almost forgot somebody else. Mr. Stone, the dabs, some dabs. I'll do one on the way out with the dab song if I can get it real quick for you guys. I greatly appreciate you guys hanging out. Mondays, as you know, are the rabbit holes, the designated rabbit holes around here. I bump my schedule around Skill Bowl 1 and Red Setter Farms. They do the late sesh at 11. So I'll be checking in right around 12:30, 1 o'clock tonight. Get a little bit of extra work done. Hang out with you. Leave some space for some friends. Mainly respect for Skillbo. He is one of the people that nudged me into this adventure, this phase in my life. And I do have respect for Skillbo and Sequence 3 for that. You know, like I said before, Sub wanted me to try to do this when it was his thing, and I didn't want to do it. But it wasn't until Sequence and Skillbo 1 nudged me into coming on the Bros Grow show that I actually stepped in front of the camera and started this. So shout out to them guys. That's just my way of tipping my hat and thanking you guys for doing what you did. I still respect you guys for that. That's for sure. And so enjoy their time, man. Hang out with them. Redden and Skillbo are great guys. Great banner. It's a great way to spend your Monday nights. And come hang out with me after they're done in the rabbit hole with me and hopefully a lot of you great people hanging out. Appreciate you guys. With that being said, this is the end of your journey. Get some rest. If this is the beginning of your day, like many, many people across the globe, Green 13, Skunky Pilots, or Spiky Pilots. I'm sorry, Spiky Pilots. So many of you guys over there across the pond, GR420 community videos, GMO, everybody across the world, man. This thing's pretty awesome. Much respect to you guys. Go out and have an amazing day. It's fucking Monday. Kick off a prosperous week. Join me tonight. And if not, you guys remember, do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness to save lives. As you guys watch this journey of fucking talking shit with Eagle, goes up and down, sideways, maybe piecing together little by little my crazy life. But I do appreciate you guys. That being said, I am out of here for the last time. Thank you. Good night.